Hey everybody, welcome back to the continuing voyages of the U.S.S. Garfield, brought to you by Superscript Comics and Games. I'm here with our intrepid crew as we begin the second installment of our live play of Modiphius's Star Trek Adventures RPG. This week's episode, Darkness. Nick, our captain, whose name is...
Commander Calum.
That's right, Commander Calum. Sorry about that. Do you want to begin the episode with the captain's log to set us up and explain to our team and the folks at home what we're about to be embarking on here?
Yes. Captain's log, stardate 47253.6. We are responding to a distress call from the Vulcan Expeditionary Group on tracks Epsilon 1. We lost the signal 1 day ago, but are still en route. The distress call reads, "We require immediate assistance. Atmospheric conditions have proven too hazardous to the expedition to continue. One team lost, their coordinates are enclosed. 2 members of the expedition remain here at Base Camp Thrall. We request the nearest Starfleet vessel make contact and extract us." The message repeats.
All right, so we have a distress message from a team of Vulcan scientists on a hereto unexplored planet, requesting immediate evacuation. So you've been dispatched from your base of operations at Neander Station in the Shackleton Expanse to check it out. And you pull up the U.S.S. Garfield. You come out of warp pretty close to where you think the planet should be. You see the system sun where the planet should be, but you have no visual indication of the planet. So you just see the system sun, no planet.
Okay. And we just came out of warp, you said?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, let's try to get a scan, try to get a reading on where this planet is located.
Okay. So who's doing that?
I suppose Commander Phalor.
Sure.
Try to get a reading on, I believe it was tracks Epsilon 1 was the planet.
Yep, and you had the coordinates, so the coordinates were contained in that distress message. So,
okay.
So Phalor is going to need to pass a difficulty 1 check to scan reason plus science. And you can be assisted by the ship's science plus sensors if someone wants to roll for that. And I would say Lieutenant Junior Grade Wyatt can probably assist with this as well.
All right.
Okay. Who's being the ship?
I passed 1.
All right.
I did not.
Nick, you want to
And the ship? So this is sensor science?
Sensor science.
What did you get, Megan? Or I'm sorry.
Oh, I didn't get it.
Oh, okay.
And the ship?
Yep.
Okay.
For the ship, who's rolling it?
I'll do it.
If you know one.
Okay, I passed.
Okay.
2 passes.
1 momentum. Let's just, for the future, who's got the ship handy? Who can roll for the ship just so I'm not buellering it?
I mean, I have it handy.
Okay.
I have it handy as well.
Sounds good.
Same here.
Okay, everybody has it handy. No one wanted to be the ship. Never mind.
It's a lot of pressure.
Fair enough. All right. So, and remember, you guys can spend momentum for more information, but there is indeed a planet where the distress call originated from, but It does not appear on the. You visually just still cannot see it, but you can tell from the sensors that the planet is there, and you can tell that it's a Class H planet, which means that it's marginally habitable. It should be able. You should be able to land on it and breathe with some difficulty, but you wouldn't need to wear like an environmental suit. So normal Class H planet.
Okay, and it's where our scan
And it's invisible?
see, but we just have no visual.
You can't see it. Like looking out the.
Well,
Ghost planet.
I suppose. Well,
Ghost planet.
yeah. Let's just come in closer. Commander Pajordas, if you could just bring us in with impulse speed. Just let's come in closer to these coordinates, and I guess I would say to my other engineers, let's just keep an eye on those. Let's kind of keep an eye on that sensor sweep we just did and see. Kind of continue to evaluate it as we get closer.
Okay.
Aye, Captain.
No need to roll for that, Pajordas. You're right up on. Commander Pajordas brings the Garfield right, like you're right on top of it. The planet should be real close. Like, be dangerous to go too much further on impulse, and you'd like risk crashing into it. That's how close it is.
Okay, and still no visual.
Can't see it.
Okay, well, can we sort of use some momentum now, like off of that initial
That's fine.
scan to get more information?
Do I vote
Yes,
for this?
Yep.
We'll spend one to start. You guys can buy a little bit more. So the magnetic field of the planet seems to be in somewhat of a state of flux. The poles are changing.
Okay. And okay, but that, I don't know. Does that explain the
Non-visual?
lack of visibility?
Not in any way any of you would readily recognize.
Right.
We probably one more piece of information I could give you for momentum.
Yeah, let's get it. I vote
Yep.
for that.
That's going to take me to 3 threat, and
All right.
You can tell that the atmospheric composition of the planet is seemingly changing from just watching the sensors. So, is it Captain Phailor or Commander Phailor, Christine?
Commander.
Commander Phailor is just watching as the atmospheric makeup changes to be a predominantly a silicate molecule that you've never seen personally occurring in nature that reflects all but 0.04% of light from the visual spectrum.
How neat is that?
That's pretty neat.
Pretty cool. Well, I guess I'll sort of turn to my my second in command. Sort of like thoughts.
Thoughts. I think we're going to need to turn to our maybe our young engineering staff for some, and science staff for some more ideas.
How about good old Pajordas?
Perhaps.
Captain, I got an idea.
Okay.
Why don't we try and figure out if this atmosphere, like if it's safe for matter to pass through the strange molecule that's obstructing and reflecting light here?
So perhaps launch a probe.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, launch a probe. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Well,
Um, let's go. We can go ahead and say whoever's going to launch the probe. Let's do control plus science, and you can be assisted by the ship's sensors plus science.
All right, I will launch the probe. If someone could roll for the ship, please.
I will roll for the ship.
All right. And what's the difficulty?
It's just gonna be 1.
All right. I got no passes and a complication.
Oh.
Bummer.
Well, the ship got a success.
Nice. Exactly how many you needed. You needed 1. So, so you lose the probe. So you're down a probe. That's what we're gonna say. The complicated. But you're able to get readings, and it definitely looks like Commander Davis's theory proves correct. Is that you can the silicate molecule that now makes up most of the atmosphere is it's absolutely something that you would be able to beam through or fly a shuttle through, although flying a shuttle might be somewhat difficult because of the whole not being able to see anything, but it's not breathable. So what was a Class H planet is now going to require an EV suit.
Which are no cost.
I was incorrect about that last time. They are 1 threat apiece.
Okay.
Or, well, they are 1 opportunity. You could spend momentum or threat on them. You guys currently have no momentum, so.
Got it.
Listen, Captain. You know your boy, Zard, Pejortis? I love to fly the shuttle. I would relish the opportunity to rise this challenge, but I also respect that it may not be the way that things go here. But just keep that in mind. If you wanna take the shuttle, I can get us where we're going.
Well, so I guess just to be clear, so we can take the shuttle and land on the planet in its current state, or we will pass through it?
Oh, you can land on it. The planet is still very much a planet. It's just its atmosphere is now made up there's a lot of this stuff in the atmosphere that reflects almost all light. So you would be flying through if the air in front of your face were the darkest black.
Right.
So your ability to see anything in the shuttle would be big fat 0. But shuttles have sensors and things like that.
Well, yeah. Let's. Can we scan for life signs on the planet, or where the where their camp was, the Trax Epsilon? Or wait, that's the whole planet, right?
Yeah, Trax Epsilon's the planet, but you know the coordinates of the. You could just scan the whole planet for life signs.
Okay. Oh yeah.
So that's going to be. Let's do another control. Control plus science, and then assisted by the ship's sensors and science.
Lieutenant Wyatt, you want to scan for life signs?
Sure. It's control science, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. This is going to be difficulty 1.
1 success and 1 critical failure.
Okay, so another complication. The second of your 3 probes that you have handy. So, you guys are just dropping these things like stone. They're getting readings and then they just go dead.
Clearly, they were sabotaged.
Yeah. So yeah, there are life signs. No sign of the Vulcans, but there are some other life signs, which I will tell you about in a moment. Okay, so there are some rather large life signs. One seems to be maybe half the size of your ship.
Oh.
And then there are several other ones that are like a half meter in length.
Okay. There's many of the ones that are like half the size of our ship.
No, there's one.
Oh, one.
Half a meter though.
The smaller ones that are like the size of a shuttle.
Okay.
That's not that small.
Okay. Dr. Charles, any
Yes.
thoughts on what this one very large life sign might be?
Well, I don't know.
You've never seen anything like it before.
It's big, and there's
You
one of
probably
them.
have to get a little more visual or
Yeah.
readings on the creature itself.
Based on the information that we get from the probe, can we tell if this is aquatic or terrestrial? Or
Some of them are on the ground, some of them are flying through the air. So that's really all you can tell. Like the Vulcans, you don't get any Vulcan life signs because you know what Vulcan life signs are. So
Right.
they're like, their genome well enough to be like, yep, that's not, at least from your probe before it, just plummeted into the ground, you didn't see any Vulcan life signs. But these things, you recognize them as organic life. But yeah, you can tell some of them are flying, and some of them are on the ground, and the one really big one is on the ground.
Can we
So
tell how
these
close?
things would live in total darkness then?
Well, we don't know. They could be, you don't know. They could be as distressed by the fact that the planet just all turned dark all of a sudden as you are, or the Vulcans would be if they are in fact down there somewhere.
So I'm going to kind of relay some of those as my own thoughts, that we might be dealing with creatures who are now living in fear because their planet is suddenly shut out in darkness. So it could be far more dangerous, even if these were docile creatures.
Understood.
You also do know where the Vulcan base camp is because the coordinates were good enough to specifically its location.
So can we tell how close the large creature is in proximity to the base camp's coordinates?
Kind of the other side of this small. I mean, it's a really small planet. Maybe not quite the other side, but far away, same continent.
Okay.
All right. I'd like to. Can we get some more? Well, I guess Commander Pajortis, can we get a better idea of how the shuttle flight would go? I want to make sure we can successfully land on this planet if that is indeed our option.
Could we possibly beam down there?
You could.
Oh yeah, can we beam down there?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to.
We can transport.
Well then,
I want to take this opportunity, Captain, to acknowledge that yes, we could beam down there, but I would really just relish the opportunity to fly through the planet.
I understand, but I think the safety of the crew. Look, we want you to be able to fly more than just once, so
Understood.
we need to make sure we can get back.
Love that confidence, though. After the two probes just bit them there.
Yeah. Okay, so this atmospheric anomaly won't interfere with the transport.
It shouldn't.
All right. Well, I think
So-
we should assemble an away team.
All right.
So try to find these Vulcans or what's. So really, we should try to beam down to where their camp is. At least we know that was their last known coordinates. Or last we had heard, two of them were still at the camp, right? So
Right. Yeah.
supposedly some were still there, but we're not picking up their life signs. So I think that's where we should start.
Groovy.
I concur.
All right. Oh, go ahead.
Would you like to go on the away team, Captain?
I'd love to.
Excellent.
Put a team together for us. I'll be there.
Well, then I think our science officer should be in attendance. And then Pejortis, you've come up with good ideas. We're gonna need that sort of thinking down there. Lieutenant Azolar, we need a little bit of security.
Excellent.
And I had such good confidence in Lieutenant Wyatt. She's really getting her chops as an engineer, so I'd really like her to be a part of this away team.
Yay.
I agree.
I also recommend that we bring pattern enhancers just in case with the shifting polarities and whatnot. I would hate for us to have difficulty beaming back.
Yeah, good thinking.
Okay.
And then we will each need EV suits.
Right.
All right.
We're going to generate a bunch of threat.
That'll max me out. I max out at 6 the same way you guys do.
All right.
That'll max me out. Any other equipment you guys want to bring with you?
I would like to bring a med kit at the very least because we don't know the condition of these Vulcans.
You got it.
If we're not reading any life signs, I mean, maybe we don't need it, but I'd still like to be prepared if possible.
Yeah.
Sounds wise.
Now, I'm wondering about a sled.
Yeah, we could probably make that happen. Let's see.
I'm not very familiar with. All right, forgive me. With Star Trek, like the universe of Star Trek, really. Aside from this game that we're playing right now, what kind of situation is this sled? Is it like a really cool like convertible type of thing? Like, what are we dealing with here?
Like is it out with like aftermarket parts? No, it's let's see. Let's see if we can find the real quick the actual.
It's called the grav sled, right?
I think so.
I'm picturing a villager sled. That's you.
I'm trying to find it. I'm having a bit of a time. I have the rule book open in front of me. Let's see here. Anti-grav. All right. Yeah, the anti-grav sled resembles a small cart without wheels. On the bottom of the device are multiple gravitron emitters that counter the local gravity field, effectively making the sled and any items placed on it nearly weightless. So it's more like
Like a wheelbarrow.
Yeah. It's like a warehouse dolly. So
Yeah.
not like a convertible.
It's not the mule from Firefly.
No.
Yeah, unless one of you guys wants to push me around on it, I think we could probably leave it.
All right.
Should we just bring a beacon for a better source of light, or
Yes.
even if it's possibly really dark down there?
Good point.
Battery-powered light? That's not a bad idea. They don't have Picard's dune buggy from Star Trek Nemesis. Dune buggy with the gap in the back of it. So, okay, you've got your away team. So, beaming down is still very possible, but it is difficult. Less difficult than taking a shuttle down. I will say that. But because the magnetic poles of the planet are shifting, it's going to be a difficulty 3 attempt to beam down, whoever is handling the transporting.
Lieutenant Wyatt, I believe you're very capable and could transport us.
Wait, I thought I was on the away team.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I can stay here and send you guys.
No.
Now we're gonna need you to get us back.
Yeah, so probably give
Okay, so Chief Specialist Lee Soraya, our Bajoran transporter chief, is about to transport us down.
We have not met Chief Lee yet. All right. So Chief Lee is a sport character at the moment, played by Christine. Yeah, Chief Lee is going to need, so difficulty 3. I mean, Phalor could probably help if Phalor's not on the away team. Is Phalor on the away team?
Phalor.
What was that, Nick? Sorry.
Phalor is on the away team.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see here. There's security officer Zines who could assist.
Sure. It's control plus engineering difficulty 3 security officer sounds good.
All right, control plus engineering difficulty 3. So, Chief.
Sensors and engineering can help also. Sorry.
Chief Lee is going to roll. Chief Lee got 1 success.
Nice.
Then Zines. Two successes.
Woo.
Yeah.
Well, if she's assisting, she only rolls 1 dice.
Oh, then one success.
And then the ship needs to get it.
And then the ship. Come back, ship. And remind me the check.
Sensors engineering.
Thank you. Sensors engineering. And the ship got it.
Nice.
And a 1.
Little Garfield.
Trusty Garfield.
All right. So everybody, all of our main cast is on the away team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course.
How it works. Mm-hmm.
Have you ever even seen Star Trek before, Elliot?
Sometimes it's just right.
Oh Lord. This lab is ruined.
Yeah, the lab is not in good shape. So that was the end of scene 1. I would subtract momentum if you had any to subtract.
Ouch.
But you don't. Man, I'm having a hard time with the crop in Zoom meeting right now. It keeps wanting to select the crop and not let me select the thing underneath the crop. So move some stuff. And then, let's see here. All right. So, now that we're back to it, we begin our second scene, and we're on Trax Epsilon. So you guys are in your EV suits, and you can see a little bit in front of you because of the headlamps on each of the EV suits. So there are a couple traits that are in effect right now on this planet because all this weird stuff's going on. Darkness, so the first trait is going to be Darkness 2. So that's going to add +2 difficulty to anything that involves visual detection the entire time you're here, while this blackness is in effect. And all visual perception around 1 to 2 meters is totally impossible. So with 1 to 2 meters, you can use your headlamp. We've got the geomagnetic anomalies. So the magnetic field is in kind of a state of flux. That means you're going to have +1 difficulty when you're scanning for anything on the surface. And also hostile atmosphere. So we already know about the silicate particles that are now making up most of the atmosphere. Those are going to cause a whole lot of stress per round if anyone is exposed, because you're going to start choking and you're probably going to freeze to death.
Oh.
Maybe not instantly, but quickly.
Okay. All right. And so what's the look of this structure?
So you're immersed in a darkness the likes of which you've never encountered. The only light you see is that produced by your headlamps, as we you stumble across the arid ground, your EV lights just barely illuminating a meter in front of you, and you finally find walls, cabling, and closed hatches as you almost like run into them. So you know behind these hatches is where the Vulcan outpost lays, because you can tell by the architecture, but none of the power's on. No lights, no nothing. There's absolutely no power coming from it. These prefab buildings have been torn up with breaches and tears all along their allied plated sides. None of the doors are like opening if you press on them. And it looks like it would probably take some effort to open them manually.
So can I just turn on the beacon now to get a better look at the surroundings?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, how big is the space we're looking at here?
So it's about 4 prefab buildings. They're several meters, and I mean, you could probably all fit into, it'd be cramped, but you could all fit into each of the prefab buildings.
Okay.
Well, I think we should, and that light source that you have is like just portable, right?
Yeah. I can just have it mounted on my wrist or my helmet.
Okay. Well, then I think we should stick together, make sure the area is secure, try and find a way inside.
Yes.
All right. Maybe I'll scout around and check out the perimeter, see if there's any tracks or any paths, especially to see if there's any signs of that giant life form that we got a reading of.
You're taking your beacon with you, right?
Yeah.
I have no idea why Zoom is being so testy with the window today. Oh boy. Probably looks great at the stream right now. So yeah, you make your way around and you find that there's a big chunk of a wall missing, Zolar.
Okay.
Walk in.
Yeah, I'll call the team over.
All
I'll
right.
head over.
So yeah, let's all get in through that way.
Yep.
It's what
Heading toward the light.
what it looks like, as labeled on the little map here. It's a ruined lab. So definitely was some sort of science lab. Looks like something nasty happened. There's no like blood or gore or bodies or anything, but everything appears to be broken. No power going to anything.
Okay. So how about Commander Phalor, would you like to take our engineering team and see if you can get return power to any part of this structure, or find
Yes.
find anything that you can return power to?
Yes.
And then how about Lieutenant Azolar and Doctor? I want to find out what caused this breach here, what destroyed this wall, and what happened. Like, let's investigate that a little bit. 3 of us.
All right.
Can
good?
we tell if the wall was blown out or blown in?
Yeah, I would say let's give you a chance to get some momentum here. I'd say that's insight plus let's say insight plus security check for somebody to make, difficulty 1.
All right. I'll check that out. Do you want to assist me on that, or?
Can I?
Yeah, sure.
Yes. You both have your tricorders out. You're
Compare notes.
dust busting over
I
them.
have 1 success.
I have 2 successes.
Great. So you guys got yourself some momentum there. And it was from the outside.
Okay, so it blew in then.
Yeah, and it also wasn't an explosion. Something hit it
Okay.
repeatedly.
Yeah. Okay.
So can I? This shelter is like a metal, right?
Is like a what?
Metal.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I look for some type of distinguishing claw or tooth marks, or see if it was just like a bludgeoning force?
Give me a momentum and I'll tell you.
Okay.
So we'll take you down to 1 momentum, and that is a large series of tentacles.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh boy.
I think I get one more question based on Studious.
Oh yeah, you do.
Can I tell the size, the relative size of one of these tentacles?
Tree trunk.
What's that? I'm sorry.
Is someone plunging something?
I think Riker's drinking water.
Oh.
Yes. Commander Riker got thirsty.
Yeah.
Like a tree trunk.
Okay.
I'll ask the doctor. Is there any physical evidence left over from these tentacles or the creature, like any of the, flesh of it or anything like that?
Skin flakes and stuff.
If there's any kind of like blood, or like did it injure itself in any way, damaging these walls?
So there's like a viscous slime that goes through the lab to where the electroplasma power systems are, where our 2 engineers are located, our 2 operations officers, to where Wyatt and Phalor have encountered a room, again, devoid of power, and around most of the power cells and power systems, there's kind of a buildup of that slime.
If I poke the slime with my cane, does my cane react in any way?
No.
Like, it's not caustic?
No, it doesn't like melt your
Okay.
cane.
I'm going to scoop up a little bit of it into a vial.
You can absolutely do that. You scoop up a little bit of it into a vial.
Nice.
I'm gonna scan it to see if it's a life form.
The slime itself?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Just make a reason science.
Yeah, reason science. Got it. And I got no pass, no successes.
Sounds good. Hey, real quick, Christian, how's our crop looking on the screen? Because I've been messing it up left and right.
So it looks okay. Right now we're seeing a little bit of that's good. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. We can adjust when we get to just wanted to make sure I hadn't totally ruined it and the folks at home could still see it.
Yeah, looks good.
All right. Sounds good. Okay, so did you roll? Sorry.
I couldn't tell if it was a life form. There were no successes.
Okay, yeah. Certainly response that it's a life form. It's not like moving around.
Just out of a curiosity, since I'm out in this ruined lab area, if I were to shine the beacon up towards the sky, am I able to see any of these flying life forms?
No. I mean, they would have to be real close for you to be able to see them, even with the beacon.
Okay.
What's the distance on the beacon again? Just to make sure I'm not...
I couldn't find a clear-cut answer on that.
Okay. I'm going to guess no.
Okay.
I'm relatively... Unless you could see, like... You have to be able to see really far. These particles are really dense, so...
Okay, and the particles are all the way down here as well?
Oh, yeah. It's the whole atmosphere at this point.
Okay.
Do we hear anything?
Absolutely nothing.
Okay.
You see all the normal trappings of this. There's computers. You're sure there's probably like, a station log or something in there. It's just there's no power right now. And there's
all right.
Lots of goo.
Yeah, and the plasma power cells are all drained.
All right. So I'd like to try to restore power.
Okay. You could do that. Depends on how you want to go about it. So there, you got a couple options here. So it looks like to you that they probably overloaded due to a massive unregulated power transfer. So you can make because of all the problems doing things involving visual acuity, a difficulty 3 check to attempt to jury rig it. Or you could beam down some new plasma power cells and just hook them up. But
I would like. Go ahead. But what?
Oh, but you'd have to pay a momentum to bring in the power cells to the scene.
We have 1 momentum left.
Yeah, I would like to do that.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you Phalor just Phalor to ops, beam down. You give them the make and model of the power cell, and they're able to fabricate it and get it down to you. Pops right outside the ruined lab where Brad's at.
All right. I ask Lieutenant Zolar to bring the light.
All right.
And I will attempt to restore power.
Over with everything.
All right, so use control engineering, right?
Yeah, control engineering will work.
All right, and
Can I assist?
Yeah, it's difficulty 0, so you guys can just do this
Okay.
to get a moment.
Cool. I got it.
I got it. 2 successes.
And 1.
All right, that's going to be 3 momentum you guys get. That's very good. And you're able to get the whole station pumped to life with power.
Okay.
So now what do we see?
Well, it's well lit. The slime's way grosser looking than you thought it was before. You can see now that the bay where there would have been Vulcan EV suits for the Vulcan science team, all of the EV suits are gone. So they may not have been here when this happened. You don't know. Or they may have left once it did happen. But either way, someone left.
Probably a good sign.
And you can see that where it's located on your map, you could probably already surmise this, but where it says buckled lab, that there's some structural damage to this life support unit. You can see that where these like joints are, each of these can be separated from one another, so they can be like locked off. So even though this one's ruined, if you wanted to get oxygen flowing somewhere where you didn't have to wear your EV suits that make things more difficult, that involve fiddling with things, you could definitely do that by closing off some of the labs that are in better shape. And you see that in the northwest lab is a clearly a this Phalar just because you are Vulcan, but what looks like the Spartan accommodations of the head of the Vulcan science team, like a desk and a computer.
All right, I'd like to look through the any sort of tablets or whatnot on their desk to see if there's like a science log, chief scientist log.
Yep. So you find a log that goes back to right before you deceive the distraction signal. Do you want to play it?
Yes.
Okay. So it's dry, like fine Vulcan wine. I don't know, but it's very fact. But establishing base camp, stardate 47197.4. Establishing base camp. We have reduced the planet's semi-major axis as 0.03556 AU. Orbital eccentricity of 0.0018. Orbital period of 2.47063 days. a rotation period of 6.125 hours, and an orbital, and then you like fast forward ahead just because like it's gonna be this for a while, you can tell, until it gets to like, this morning, several unidentified objects fell and impacted the surface of the planet, producing substantial shockwaves, which has impaired some of our equipment, most notably our sensors. While first thought of as large meteorites, scans detect life signs, and as such, an exploratory team has been selected to investigate the phenomena. The nearest impact site is a day's travel by desert flyer. I have not been selected. Stardate 47249.9. We have not heard from the exploratory team today. We will attempt to reestablish communication by transmitting every 3 hours with a standard call and response procedure. Stardate 47250.5. A storm has begun to move in our position, an intensely thick black storm. The sensors are measuring sudden electromagnetic discharges from its strange composition. This weather was not detected in any orbital surveys, so I must continue to try and gain telemetry. Though as noted in my previous log, the sensors equipment has not been functioning, or more likely has been functioning at 37.51% efficiency since the impacts. Stardate 47251.7. The atmospheric phenomena is all around us now. We have entirely replaced the composition of this class, or having entirely replaced the composition of this Class H atmosphere of the planet previously. No contact has been made with the exploratory team, and I am uncertain our communications have been penetrating this atmospheric phenomena. We have decided to activate a distress call to alert Starfleet to our situation. Expedition log supplemental. We are under attack from an unknown alien species. They have inflicted breaches to the structure of the building, and main power is offline. Environmental controls are failing. I have ordered Valar to prepare the EV suits. You hear a pause, then you hear some phaser fire, and then you hear an alien scream, as well as the sounds of an EV suit pressurizing. This log will be our last. We will, and then the voice cuts out, and there's a huge crash, probably the sound of the lab collapsing, and then the muffled sound of a bunch of crunching, and then a long, long alien scream, and then the log ends.
Dr. Charles, does any of those sounds, do you have any idea of what it is based on the sound of the scream?
That's nothing I recognize, no. I'm also considering if there's any biological life form that I know of that could cause this type of atmospheric change. Because the change came after the fall, right?
Yeah, after the impacts. It was the day after the impacts. So you don't know of anything that would, I mean, so none of you have ever encountered this molecule before. So this change to the atmosphere, like, this is a new silicate particle, as far as you guys know.
Is there a way to tell? I have to figure out how to ask this question. Is this created biologically?
So you could probably figure out where it's coming from, but it will probably take time to do that.
Okay. Do you guys want to buckle down here, restore some atmosphere in this area, and then try to figure out what's creating the silicate?
Yes.
Yeah,
I think we should use the scientific method, apply that tried and true methodology to solve this riddle.
Yeah, we need to put all those pieces together from that log. Do we want to, let's see, how about we just secure off, well, is the buckled lab in such a condition where we can't really secure that, or is that salvageable to?
You could secure the other three, like, from it. Like, that, the ruined lab is, I mean, there's nothing there of use anyways, it's destroyed.
No, I'm sorry, I was asking about the buckled lab.
Oh no, that's still good, it's still precious.
Okay.
It looks like something tried to get in there too.
Trying, but they didn't. Okay. So yeah, then let's sort of secure the other 3 from the ruined lab so we can operate in those other 3 without our EV suits. And I think that would just be smart as well from a security standpoint if we have these violent creatures out there somewhere.
Captain, I think we might want to keep the lights as low as possible as well.
That's a good idea.
I will dim the lights.
Good thinking.
I'll get that dimmer switch going.
Mm-hmm.
Turn that dial.
It's not the clapper.
The present is the future. There's all kinds of things they can do with lights.
Have a dance party.
Do we need to? Is that a task of any of the securing the
Power back on.
Okay.
So yeah, the whole lab is at your disposal. It's for something like this, it's probably actually good. I mean, I would say it's about equivalent to what your science lab on the ship would be, Doctor. So, in order to conduct the scientific method, which is a set of rules in Star Trek, first thing we're going to need to do is we're going to have to take a guess at what broad category we think we're solving for. And that's going to be either science, engineering, or medicine. And I can go ahead and tell you that it's going to be science for this. And you guys are going to want to establish who on your team is the science lead and who is going to be the rest of the team. So that should be anybody with like a stat of 2 or more in science, because they will be able to assist.
I propose Dr. Charles be our research lead.
Agreed.
So this will take a while the rest of the away team is able to do other things. So, whoever else you pick to assist is going to be here at the base.
I would be ready and willing to help unless someone else feels that they are wanting to be the research assistant.
Your boy Zard is not really cut out for sciencey things.
All right.
I'm not so much either.
I've got a 3.
All right. I think you should assist.
Okay.
Lieutenant Wyatt.
Perfect.
This will be a good learning experience for you.
Okay.
Sure. Absolutely.
All right. We've got our team established. And we're going to kind of have 2 scenes running at once. We're going to be bouncing back and forth. Oh my God, window. Why are you doing this to me? Okay.
I think the rest of us could also be while they're researching that. We could. I definitely don't want to go far from this base, but we can see if there are any of the objects that fell around that we could potentially be able to get some information from as well.
Sure. You are able to detect a couple of things, just because from the ship scans from earlier.
Oh.
That's you. These are 2 of the large impact craters.
Okay. Wait, the like red.
The red is you. The orange ones are impact craters.
Oh, okay. And about how far away is that smaller one from us?
Well, if you took the desert flyer, which is parked out back, about a day, but you could just beam there.
Oh, okay.
Wait. All right. I propose we beam over to the closest crater.
Wait, are you sticking around and doing science, Phalor, or are you?
No. Lieutenant Wyatt and Dr. Charles are the research team.
Okay. Let's see if I can lock this real quick. Hey, Christian.
Yeah.
Do me a favor.
Sure.
Actually, never mind. I think I got it. If this goes too far south, I will ask you to put up the, hey, let me fix my, oh boy. Yeah, this is going well.
I can throw up our website while you work on it, so people can see what our home screen is.
I'll do another scene here in a minute, but I just need a moment to muck around with our technical stuff over here. So give me just a minute. All right. Our audio still on, or are we just...
Audio is still on.
We're back. So let's start with our science team, and we'll bop away once we've gotten through the hypothesizing and testing phase of the science that they're going to be doing. So you've observed this silicate particle and what it's doing to the atmosphere, making it unbreathable and making it super dark. So pick between 3 and 5 different focuses that you think could be causing or be related to the cause. You guys can discuss amongst yourselves. Just come up with some ideas that you think could be responsible.
All right, for the particles causing describe which phenomena we're solving for.
You want to be solving for.
What's that?
So, Wyatt. That's your name, right? Yes?
Yep. That's me.
Now.
Sailor, did you stay?
No, Phalor is gone.
No, Phalor stayed.
Taylor decided to stay.
Oh, excuse me, I'm a little... we have a couple things that maybe could be causing this. I've never seen it. But I believe that it is possible that whatever has destroyed the lab also might be creating this atmospheric change.
All right,
So we just give you some ideas, like
yeah,
biochemistry.
yes,
Chemistry.
exactly.
I need at least 2 more, no more than 5. Or no more than
Microbiology.
Particle physics.
particle physics.
Xenobiology.
Biology. And what was yours, Megan?
What did I say? I said biochemistry,
Got that one.
microbiology,
Microbiology.
little biology.
Okay. Do you guys want a 5th one, or 4 is fine?
What was the other one? I'm sorry.
So we have biochemistry, particle physics, xenobiology, and microbiology. You can hedge your bets by picking one that's not biology.
Yeah.
Any ideas?
It could be a real goofy sci-fi one. It doesn't have to be, like in your own.
Oh, I've got one. Alien breeding habits.
I like that.
Nice.
Solid choice.
Alien mating rituals. That's what I mean.
I like breeding habits better.
I already wrote breeding habits.
So, one of your hypotheses is correct.
Nice.
You can use the stuff in the lab and the abundant samples of atmosphere to test it. But it's going to take a while. You're going to need 8 successes, and it's going to take 1 hour per round of testing. So you need to pick which one of those 5 you selected that you want to work on.
Yeah, we just had fun coming up with them. So,
Well, if none of them had been right, I would have gotten a bunch of threat. Although I don't need it.
Yeah.
So
I'm leaning toward either xenobiology or biochemistry.
Yeah, I am as well. I tend to hedge my bets on xenobiology because that's kind of
All right.
Go with
what
it.
I'm known for.
Want it to be. Let's be honest.
I know. I'm going to try not to make it xenobiology and try to let it be xenobiology.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
So for our first round of testing, and then we're going to bounce back to the rest of the group, and you guys can be communicating at any point in time during any of this. You can also beam back and forth however you need to. But if the science team beams away, that's obviously going to pause testing. So go ahead, and this is going to be a insight plus science task, and you guys are it's gonna be a difficulty of 3. Or actually, sorry, it's not going to be a difficulty of anything. You're just going to tell me how many successes you get, and we're going to add them together until we get to 8.
Does my focus count here or no?
Your focuses count. Everybody's focuses count, but the people assisting, which is why in Phalor, they only get to roll 1 dice apiece.
This is insight and science.
All right.
Oh,
I got one.
I have 1 success with my xenobiology focus.
One success. So we got 3 successes.
So that's going to take you to 6 momentum, right? Does that seem right?
Wouldn't that be
We-
4 because
We have 4 successes.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
That's 6 momentum. 4 successes. All right, so you're halfway there in an hour. So we're going to bounce away real quick. And which of the 2 sites did you want to go explore?
The closer one.
Okay. Okay. So, let's see. What do we see at the closer one? All right. So, you see a large alien-looking craft in the middle of the crater. Once you get into distance where the beacon that Azalar is holding, it shines some light on it. It created a large crater. Its hull appears to be made out of something viscous, and it's fizzing and evaporating. Like the hull of the ship is fizzing and evaporating in like big dark plumes.
Oh. Okay. Let's proceed with caution.
Could I scan for life forms to see if there's anything inside the vessel?
You certainly can. That's going to be just one. That's going to be... we can use security for that since it's probably better for you, but just control plus security.
Control plus security? Alright, that's 1 success and 1 complication.
Okay, well... you sense that there are life forms, but you kind of bump into part of the craft while you like lose your footing while you're standing because you're paying too much attention to your tricorder, and nothing bad happens, but you realize that the side of the ship is incredibly hot. Like if you didn't steady yourself right away, it would have burned through your EV suit in like a matter. And the whole ship is a life form.
The whole ship? Okay.
You can like recognize like things that you don't know because you're a security officer and you're not super well versed, but you're Starfleet, so you know a lot of stuff. But you can there's like recognizable organs in your states.
Okay. Well, I'll relay that information and tell everybody to keep a safe distance. We don't want to damage our suits and put ourselves at a greater risk here.
I will. I'll just quickly just communicate back to our science team, just to say, or I guess specifically to Commander Phalor, we have encountered we're at the crater. We have encountered one of the alien ships, and it appears to be a life form of its own. Nothing quite like we've ever seen before, but we will nothing to be alarmed of at the moment, but we will keep you informed.
Don't freak out. Spaceship's alive.
This thing has a liver, but it's fine.
Thank you.
I'm going to give you a determination there for voice of the crew, just keeping everybody together and obviously communicating pertinent information for Dr. Charles to use in the ongoing efforts of the science team. Would you like to do anything else while you're looking around at this crater, or do you want to go to the other?
Well, I think we should try to find out, I guess, if this... Well, it would be great if we could get a sample of some kind from this creature/vessel, and also if this is something that, like, multiplied in any way or can multiply, or like if this crashed down and released a bunch of beings on this planet, or what?
You should probably buy a little more info on the life form scan that
Yeah.
Brad, if you
All right. I'd like to do that. And
Okay.
I mean, visually, does the viscous fluid, does that look similar to the ooze that we encountered on the station, the lab?
Hard to say, but the evaporating part of it looks like the air around it,
Okay.
like the darkness coming off of it.
Oh, okay.
So easy spend there in the momentum. Yeah, there are like what you recognize to be a bunch of like egg sacs that are now burst and empty inside this thing.
Oh. Gross.
Are there any that are not empty?
No, they're all empty.
Okay. And so what you were just saying? Oh, go ahead. What's that?
A couple hundred probably.
Oh, okay. All right. So we'll definitely make note of that. But then I guess what you were saying with the air around it. So we are kind of watching this thing disintegrate, but it's almost like releasing these dark producing molecules.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying? Okay. All right. So then in that case, since we've discovered that, I'll once again communicate back with the science team and let them know that it appears that this life form is actively producing these dark producing molecules. So continue with your research, but that may kind of help you steer you in the right direction. It seems like the darkness is coming from these life forms.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Over here, should we test and see if it's responsive to light in any way? I mean, the beacon is capable of the full spectrum.
Yeah, can try that.
Yeah, what kind of test do you want to make, Brett?
I just want to try like a few quick flashes of just like plain white ultraviolet light to see if it responds in any way.
Okay. Nothing happens. Doesn't seem to be bothered by light.
All right, so it doesn't really interact in any way with it. Okay.
No. This ship doesn't, at least.
Okay.
But by the way, I just want to say, science team, you guys can talk as if you're here for this stuff. Like you don't have you've all got communicators and stuff, just so you know.
Got it.
You can participate in these conversations. But is there anything else you'd like to do, Commander K1?
No, I don't think so. I think we'll probably we'll check out the larger space after we're done here. But I think that's about everything we'll look at in this smaller crater.
All right. So are you going to go look at the other crater, or are you going to go back to the science facility?
Yeah, we'll beam over to the larger crater first.
Okay. In between, let's go to our team at the lab and make another round of checks. So insight plus science. You need 4 more.
Well, I have 1 success with a focus, which gives me 2 successes, but I also rolled a 20.
Ooh, that's
I got a
And I got a
success.
success.
okay. Well, we've solved it, but there's a complication. So I'm going to say you contaminated one of the samples you were testing. That's going to do 2 things. One, we're going to say it's taking a little bit longer. So instead of, I won't add a whole nother hour onto it, but I'll say it took 2.5 hours to get this done. which is okay, because there's no real time pressure. There's not like some terrible thing happening, but maybe if we use scientific method, there will be a terrible thing happening where time will be of the essence. Just maybe. But we'll say that the contaminated sample means of all of the information I'm going to give you, I'm going to leave one piece out. So some of your testing did not come back. So let me see. What do I want to leave out? Oh, that was a good one, guys. Okay. Okay. So the atmosphere has changed even more since you scanned from orbit. This is no longer a habitable planet. The particles change over time to the point where, also I think Ryan froze. Did we lose Ryan?
Oh yeah, it seems that we did.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, hey, you're back. You just moved real
No,
fast
yeah.
in a wing-like fashion. But you lifted your coffee mug and then just
Stayed that way.
It was a long drink.
Yeah, that's it.
oh, I can hear our dog crying in the background. Anyways, so the planet is being terraformed for someone else is your first conclusion. That this is a deliberate re-engineering of the biosphere. And you can tell that the silicate atmosphere is like inextricably linked to the geomagnetic anomalies that you were experiencing and are experiencing. So the silicate acts as a kind of catalyst for the fluctuations in the magnetic field. So this atmosphere carries electromagnetic energy very well, and seemingly intentionally so. The impact sites on the planet is where the gas is coming from. And the silicate is most present wherever the poles of the planet move to at any particular time. So the poles of the planet are moving all over the place. So imagine like a woolly willy where the poles are, and that's where the atmosphere is most strongly changed. And then one other thing that I'm just not going to tell you, because you accidentally mixed your red and your green test tubes, and you shouldn't have.
Sometimes these things happen.
Yep, so that's what you know.
All right, I will relay that to the away team. The rest of it.
I need to get out and see that ship.
Okay, we can get you there. You can go there.
Let's beam over.
We're at the large. I guess one question. I mean, I can ask if they're beamed with us. Do we know how much time do we have then? I guess, or is this going to be uninhabitable to the point that our EV suits no longer protect us? Or
no, it seems like your EV suits will continue to, but you'll need oxygen.
Yeah.
The entire time. So,
is it getting harder to see as the air gets thicker with these particles?
Hard for it to get much harder to see.
Okay.
It's still the same visibility, which is barely any. And if you didn't have lights, you wouldn't be able to see anything. So our science team is going to look at the ship. And meanwhile, our away team is going to look at the other crater, right? Christine, you are muted.
Commander Phalor is going to stay back for a moment while the rest of the team beams over.
You maybe let the space dog out?
The space dog might be causing problems.
no.
Dang, space dogs.
It may be a complication.
All right. So, before we go to Wyatt and Dr. Charles, we will go to the three characters: our commander, our helmsman, and our security officer. And we're entering a new scene, so you're going to lose a momentum here.
Okay.
So you're down to 4 by my count. And all right. So all of the same traits are still in effect. Darkness 2, geomagnetic anomalies, and toxic atmosphere. So let's see here. So looks like you found the Vulcan science team, or at least some of the Vulcan science team.
Uh-oh.
You see their little shuttlecraft, and as you're getting closer to it, it's like right on the lip of the crater. You see the bodies of several Vulcan.
Really hate to see that.
I mean, I know that's terrible, but I love it so much.
It's a fabulous visual. It really is.
Flat. All right.
It looks like when all my figures fall off the shelf.
They just, yeah. Okay. Well, we don't laugh at them when we see this scene.
No.
Christian, you may want to look at the stream because Christine window disappeared.
Yeah, there's really not much I can do about that on short notice.
Okay.
That's
I know.
We could go on break.
Yeah, let's take a break. We know there's some dead. We know there's some dead Vulcans.
Like, this is a good, like, we see a terrible thing and then cut to commercial break.
Dramatic pause. Yeah.
All right. We will be right back.
Be right back. 5.
And we're back.
And we're back. All right. So before our little commercial break there, we our security officer, helmsman, and captain, Calum, had just stumbled upon the bodies of several apparently deceased Vulcans.
Yeah. Well, let's see if we can see what the cause. Well, are they in environmental suits, or they're just?
They're in environmental suits, but their suits are broken.
Okay.
All of their suits have been drained of power.
Oh.
And face masks shattered, holes around where the internal power packs are on the EV suits.
Okay. It's all.
Does their ship have any power whatsoever? Or?
All the power is drained from the ship. All the plasma cells on the outside are very clearly dead.
Is the darkness eating the power?
Do we see signs of the gooey residue on the ship?
Yeah.
Okay.
There are definitely tentacles here.
Yeah. Let's get a. Can we get a look inside?
Sure. So you head inside. There's a very dead Vulcan on the floor, body twisted in kind of an impossible, looks like something real roughed him up.
Yeah. Okay. Can we, is there anything else, I guess, unusual inside the shuttle, or?
You can inspect it. Make a, let's see, make a insight con check.
Okay.
Been waiting for it.
Then you don't.
Success.
You got one success?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you think you see something, and you bend down kind of where the Vulcan is near. It looks like he was working on a console. You see something on the console that you want to inspect a little closer, and as soon as you reach down to inspect the console, the body of the Vulcan kind of snaps to. And yeah.
I mean, I feel like if that is what his face looked like, I would be more upset than that. I would be very like, oh, okay. Well, that's not good. So he's moving?
Yeah, he starts moving. They all do, in fact.
Oh, golly.
And they're moving,
zombies!
they're moving in weird, shambly, way, unnatural looking ways. They're not, they still appear to be clearly dead. But it's not brain zombies. It's just they are like marionettes almost.
Are they moving toward? Well, I'll back out. Get out of the shuttle first.
Get out of there.
You don't have time right just yet. We're in a we're in a conflict situation. So they got the jump on you, so they're gonna go first. So let me see here since they move around. Seconds. The only Vulcan token I had handy. Sorry about that. And I don't know what I'm apologizing for. It's a fine Vulcan token. All right. I gotta pull up some things real quick. All right. So it just bangs at your face mask on your EV suit. It's clearly trying to hit the face mask of your EV suit. And that is going to be a melee attack. So we're going to go ahead and if I can get this window to stay where I want it to again. And he's going to make an opposed melee combat, so it's daring security, and we face off.
Got it.
All right. So
One success.
boy here got 2 successes. So he does make contact. And he is going to roll for his unarmed strike. And that's going to be 2 stress.
Okay.
Captain, are you all right?
And I am going to keep the initiative. I'm going to spend 2 of that threat I got. And as Pejorda screams, "Captain, are you all right?" the Vulcan in front of him gets up and bangs on his face mask. So opposed check, daring plus security. And he gets 2 successes again.
I got just the 1 success. Oof.
All right. Oh boy, lost the dice. All right. So you're gonna take 3 stress and knockdown. So you're knocked prone.
Okay. And that's a minor action to get back up, right?
And now it is to our Starfleet personnel. So whichever one of you wants to act can act.
Well, I think we need to get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
A safe place.
Agreed.
Imagination. So I will just call out to my team, or kind of, look over my shoulder a little bit and say we need to beam back to the Vulcan base.
All right. So you're hitting the people at the Vulcan base, right?
Yeah.
What?
Okay. They can beam you there using the technology, but I'm gonna spend 1 threat to make the electromagnetic or the geomagnetic stuff start shifting around to make it a little bit difficult. So they're gonna need a 3 to beam you out, and that's gonna take 1 round per attempt. So that's gonna be a control engineering check for someone at the base. Wait, no one's at the base.
Christine's at the base. Or
I'm at the
Bailey's
base.
Oh, the dog having to go outside saved the day.
Yes.
Yep, Commander Riker. Yep.
Yeah, so Commander Phalor, no assists from anybody. You got a 3 difficulty control plus engineering check. You got that.
All right.
And though you also have 1 determination still that is on.
Yep, I'm gonna use that determination.
Okay.
For an automatic success.
We have momentum too.
And I'm going to buy a dice with momentum.
Okay, that's gonna take you down to 3.
Isn't determination 2 successes?
Yeah, it's automatically 2 successes.
Oh, automatically 2.
Like,
Good thing. I got 2 more successes.
okay, so that's gonna get you 1 more momentum back to where you were at 4, and you're able to get their patterns stabilized even through all the electromagnetic interference. So he's gonna be able to beam you out, but not till the end of the round. That's how long it's gonna take.
Okay. And I thought of this out of order, but does Lieutenant Azolar have that pattern enhancer? Did we bring that along?
I
Azola.
brought that.
I didn't bring it. No.
I brought it.
Oh, I thought Wyatt had it. My bad. Okay, I was wrong. Baylor has it.
Okay.
So that would be good if you had it.
Yeah.
But
We do not. Okay. That's okay.
but you can still act. I'm gonna say hitting your comm badge to ops.
Yeah.
Ops doesn't really cost you much of anything. So
Okay.
go ahead and take your action.
Okay, great. So in that case, is this all one zone? this whole like map here?
There's like blue lines, and then the inside of this thing is a. By the way, the team at the other thing, you again can hear this. You can act, you can do whatever you want at the other version. Just so, but yeah, Kalen, what are you up to?
Yeah, so I want to move back so I'm closer to my crew there.
Okay, that's moving a zone.
Yeah.
All right.
And then let's see. Can I just I guess. Well. Yeah, I will then fire my phaser, set it to stun on the Vulcan that just, tried to attack me or did attack me.
Got it.
And I will spend a determination on that as well. Then I will roll my daring and security, or no, control security.
Yeah, control security. You're set to stun, right? Okay.
Yes. Okay, so I just get one success off the roll, but I spend a determination as well.
That's more than you needed. So you're at well, actually, it's exactly what you needed because of the darkness. So actually, no, you don't get it because the darkness is darkness 2, and it's normally 2 to hit for range shot. So that would have required 4 successes.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Miss.
Yep.
I'd like to.
I guess I was thinking, oh, it's range if you're just one space away, one.
That's medium range, yeah.
One. Okay.
So 1 zone away is
Gotcha.
gonna have its effect. So you guys can keep the initiative if you want to spend the momentum, or you can bounce to the once we're Vulcans.
I'd like to use my quick to action, since it's still the first round of combat, to keep the initiative to try to kick the one Vulcan away from Pejortis.
All right. So you move over there to kick him.
It's like a high kick.
Of
It's
course.
okay.
Are there any other?
I'm just.
Thanks,
I wanna-
Solar.
Not full on drop kick. Yeah.
Okay.
Big boot.
Yeah, the big boot. That's it. That's what we're going for here. So that's fitness and security.
I feel like in Star Trek fashion, it's more of a knee that you're almost pulling someone down to your knee rather than knee where they are.
Yeah.
Loosely grabbing his sleeves first. So yeah, I'll use that, and I'll use a momentum for an extra die.
Got it.
That is,
You got 1 success.
I got 3 successes.
Yep. You got him beat, and you're gonna get 2 momentum from that. So you're back up to 4. Nicely done. Roll for your see how much damage you do.
Kick the heck out of them.
Ooh, those are a whole lot of nothing right there. So we have 3 plus an effect. So that'll be the knockdown.
Yep. So the knockdown works. You knock him down. So he has quite a bit of resistance to non-lethal attacks. So you end up dealing him 1 stress. Yeah. So you kick him, and you're good at close combat. Like you can carry yourself. You're decent officer on a Federation starship. You know what you're doing. You feel like ribs crack, and then he goes back over a rock, and you see an arm snap in the wrong direction when he goes down, and you know that would be a massive fracture. And he's just getting back up, and everything's moving in real herky-jerky, weird sort of ways. He doesn't even, whatever it is, doesn't even notice any of that.
for my movement, could I help Pajortis up to his feet again, or?
Well, you weren't right up on that guy for a close attack, so you did need to move to get there.
Okay.
So no, unless you want to spend a momentum to buy an extra minor.
No, I'm good.
Totally can. All right. All right. So, all right. This one does its weird shambling Silent Hill-like rush at you, and it's gonna oppose check to roll to hit you.
Yeah.
All right. It rolled 1 success and a complication.
I have 2 successes.
Okay. You miss, and it like trips, and its like leg breaks and turns the wrong way, and like cracks, so it's at a bad angle, like an angle a leg should never be at, and it can't really walk. So now it's just like doggy paddling across the ground towards you.
Yeah, we need to get out of here.
And Pajortis, it's to you to act.
So I'm going to use my minor action to stand up, and
Okay.
then I am going to. I think I'm going to. I'm going to take another kick at the Vulcan that Zolar kicked at.
That's like stomping this like.
Yeah.
Right. All Starfleet decorum has gone out the window as you and Azolar
This is-
just. God.
This is
Face on me.
unprecedented. These things are, there's
No.
no reasoning with it.
I feel like even a Starfleet officer would maybe be just that freaked out at this moment. But go for it. Roll opposed check. So, Darren's-
No successes and a complication.
okay.
No.
You guys, come on,
All right.
let's get it together over there.
So you get panicky about it, and you're trying to like stomp on this guy, but it ends up you end up falling down again. It's a real
My bad ankle.
Yeah. So it's comical almost if it weren't so terrifying. So seeing you on the ground, this one's gonna run over to you. It's got a bit of advantage now because of you being prone and whatnot, and just like gets down and tries to like hammer open your mask. So opposed check again.
Can I use my determination on this opposed check?
You certainly can.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'll still roll it too. Ooh, and I got a 1, and I got 2 successes and 1 is a 1. So plus determination is 4.
Okay, it got 3 successes, so you managed to like you see the blow coming down, and you just managed to like roll off to the side, and out of the way. So there's 2 more that need to act. This one's gonna run at the captain, and opposed check, Captain Kalen.
Jeez. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna. Oh, I dropped the dice. Can I create an opportunity, spend a momentum for this opposed check?
Yeah, sure.
I will do that. Okay, so I got 2 successes.
Okay. You see him going over like kind of a patch of like, or he's climbing over a large boulder to get to you, and you quickly phaser the boulder, and it just bursts, and knocking him like way the F back where he came from.
Nice moves, Captain.
Or,
So he's. Oh, that's not you. Sorry.
that's fine too if I like catapulted myself. I did
Somehow rocket jump to the phaser.
Rocket jump off of a boulder to leap over.
Signature move.
No, you're good, and that knocked him back, so his attack never even reached you. He just was running at you, and then just like you just full power phaser blast to the ground in front of him, and just running at the screen, Saving Private Ryan special effect of like dirt blowing up in the air. And then, but no sooner does that happen, than the last of them comes running at you, and one more opposed check.
All right.
2 success.
I want to spend a momentum and create an advantage now, for the captain's sake.
Okay. For let's see. Let's create an advantage. The burst from the boulder you exploded makes the ground kind of difficult. So it's going to be tricky for that already kind of shambly thing to get close to you without running into some real difficulty. So it's going to make it so he only gets 1 dice, so he only has 1 success.
Okay, I got 2 from my roll.
Okay. And you are able to, in the just dodge him as he tries to like make his way through the rubble. And with that, you guys go all sparkly and shimmery, and you get the noise we all know so well, and you are back inside the bunker with Commander Phailor, which we will return to in a moment, because we are currently at the first site with our science officer and our operations officer.
Right.
So
this is a... Go ahead.
The scene is unchanged from when the captain's team was there.
Okay.
So, hot ship.
Yeah.
Giving off darkness.
Hot ship action.
Hot ship.
Okay.
So I have a theory, if it's not space zombies, that this stuff is taking over things, parasite-like.
It's a good theory.
Can I do get a good look at this ship, and tell if it is... Well, this thing's like cracked open, right?
Yeah.
It's dissolving in front of us?
Yeah.
Okay.
That big old egg.
Yeah, so this is kind of fascinating because I've seen other species that travel in living ships. I've never seen anything that actually terraforms a planet before. This is the most fascinating thing I've ever seen in my life.
I'm going to give you a determination. This is very much your steez here, I feel like.
Can I look and distinguish what the organs are?
Sure. Make a you pick the ability or the attribute, but it's going to be science is going to be the
Okay. I'm going to do reason.
Okay. We're going to say, while you are very adept in xenobiology, the living terraforming ship is not something you've encountered before, so difficulty 2 on being able to determine exact organ functions.
I rolled a 1 and a 20.
Okay.
Sweet.
No idea, and you are like scanning it, and you brush up against the hull, and it's even hotter than it was before, and your EVA suit is starting to burn a little bit. You're able to get it out, but it's definitely compromised, so you're like one-armed clasping a brake.
Okay.
In your EV suit. Repaired, but not here.
Wyatt, come down here and grab one of these eggs for me, and we will have Phalor bring us back.
Okay.
No, it's hatched. It's fine. It's fine.
Fine. Okay, cool. I can do this. This is fine.
I would do it myself, except, this. So
This is why I should always have duct tape, is all I'm saying.
yeah. Well, you probably should.
You are an engineer.
So I'm gonna grab one of these egg things.
Okay. And I'm assuming Dr. Charles is like, Phalor, 2 and an egg to beam back. Same difficulty, so difficulty 3 to beam him back.
All right, I'm going to buy a die with momentum. I have no determination.
Can I use the determination to help in this, since it's affecting me?
I'm gonna say no, because you don't really have any control over it.
Okay.
I mean, now that we're back at the base, could
Or
this?
actually, no. You could just don't. Well, you could spend momentum, but no, you couldn't. The determination's got to be.
Warp field dynamics focus.
You are not warping him.
Darn. All right.
He might focus.
The right one.
But Brad has a point, because Azalar's back, right?
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's back,
Yeah.
Someone could assist me.
and then that pattern, what is it, the pattern scanner or whatever?
The pattern enhancer.
They have to be with you.
Pattern enhancer.
Oh,
Set it
okay.
around yourself so the computer can recognize your signature better.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't really know that there would be a way. Do you have a way you could assist Ready, Brad? Like, I don't
True.
know. I don't think a second person hitting buttons from the lab is gonna.
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna roll.
She knows that she's doing better than I, so. Got this.
And
Like,
I got 3 successes.
Okay. All right. So Wyatt and Dr. Charles are all
I got an egg.
appear, and this all happens within, like, Phalor's just like going from warping one team to like, oh crap, and then like warping in the other team, like recognizing everybody's DNA signatures so she can get deconstruct them and put them back together over in the science facility, and like so the captain's team all just like spawns after their very frightful thing, and then as soon as you guys rematerialize in front of you, Dr. Charles and Wyatt holding this like giant egg materialize right in front of you.
I got an egg.
Wow.
Welcome back.
I'm gonna need the suit repaired.
That's easy with the tools here. You don't even need to roll for it. You're able to just repair the suit. And with that, I would say that's the end of that scene, and I think we're heading towards the end game here. So do we need to take another break, or do we want to power through to the end?
Let's power on through to the end.
Yeah, I think I'm okay.
we're good.
All right, sounds good. All right, while your ship still orbits the dark orb of a planet, that's Epsilon 1, and you're all back at the science facility.
Okay. So I guess we've kind of compared, informed one another at this point of all our findings. Well, I guess, what did the engineering team conclude anything with your scientific method findings?
Yeah.
It was that, what was it again?
You want me to review it?
Yes, please.
I'm forgetting, yeah.
Okay.
I will, through the game master's mouth,
Right.
relay it back to you.
So y'all know that the silicate molecule that is making up most of the atmosphere is tied directly to the electromagnetic and geomagnetic disturbances. So the magnetism thing that is going on this planet is tied directly to that silicate. it transfers electromagnetic energy. The way our atmosphere allows us to talk and hear each other, this would be, if we spoke in electromagnetism, would allow us to
Okay.
or any number of other things, or move through it, or whatever, or breathe it. Breathing it, probably a big thing. We know this is terraforming of some kind. So something is intentionally changing the composition of the biosphere of this planet that you are on. And I know there's one piece of information I didn't give you. We have further, the planet has changed further since even you scanned it. So this is happening fast.
Okay.
And I think that's it.
Yeah, I think that was.
Yeah.
But then, our other findings, I think at that first site are, we've learned that this, the objects that came down or the things that are releasing the dark molecules into the atmosphere in the first place, I suppose.
Yep.
And then whatever we witnessed at the scene with the Vulcans is unsettling.
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean, it seems like something was animating them. They had nothing to do with it themselves.
Right. But maybe that was just that they were, I don't know, exposed to the atmosphere. So how many Vulcans were here that initially that we were
8.
supposed to be here?
8.
Oh, okay.
You encountered 6.
There were 6. Okay.
Also, you get a hail from the ship, from your ship, U.S.S. Garfield.
All right.
Incoming.
All right. So if you pick up the hail, it's going to be kind of garbled. It's a member of your crew telling you, Captain, we're getting a reading, giant electromagnetic storm.
Oh.
Your way. And then it cuts out. So
Let's get out of here.
I am going to add a trait. A trait is being added of electromagnetic storm. And that is in addition to geomagnetic anomalies and darkness and hostile atmosphere, which are still in effect. Also, you lost 1 momentum because this is a new scene, so you're down to 0. The electromagnetic storm would start at level 1. I'm going to spend all of my threat to take it to a level 3 electromagnetic storm.
Oh.
So the electromagnetic storm, the geomagnetic field of the planet is now fluctuating wildly into a very specific storm that's coming directly towards you. You can't communicate with your ship at all. The scanning is increased difficulty by 3. Locking onto targets with anything from the ship would be, if you could communicate, it would be increased by 3. And transporting off of the planet is going to be increased by 3 from what it already was, which was 3. So difficulty 6 to get off the planet.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna start setting up those pattern enhancers.
Yeah.
I think we should kill the power systems.
Right.
Yes.
I agree.
It seems drawn to that.
Okay. You're going to need your suits on then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, everyone put their suits on. Lieutenant Wyatt, please kill the power systems.
Is there any way when we kill the power systems, that we can kind of barricade or like lock down the rest of the laboratory?
I mean, it'll be pretty well locked down. There's no real further fortification you can do, but like the doors won't open without power unless something, say, a giant tentacle bang.
Yeah, if whatever that is wants to get in here, it's already proven that it's getting in here.
And almost as if on cue, when Dr. Charles says that, you guys hear like a loud like alien cry, joined by several other large alien sounding cries from outside.
That's diggity. Can I turn the power off now?
What was that?
Can I turn the power off now, please?
Oh, did you mean turn it on again? Or I
Oh,
thought no, I thought
Did that actually go through without issue?
I assumed you guys did.
Okay.
I think that.
Just making sure.
Yeah, no, the power's off. You weren't just like, I don't know.
Now, I'm going to need one of you to make sure that I don't go out there.
I think
Zolar, hold him back.
I'm well equipped to make sure he doesn't get out there with my focus and
Don't
escape
leave.
and avoidance.
I mean, I kind of want to see it too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Use from the lab to further enhance the pattern enhancer?
Not the pattern enhancer, but you could get communications back.
Oh, okay.
That's going to be an engineering check, or not engineering. That's going to be a con check. So you're going to want to do control plus con. Someone can try and
Majordas?
like boost the signal from the lab.
Right.
Control plus what?
Con.
Yeah, this is Pejortis all the way.
It's a con.
I'm trying to see if I have anything that plays in here. I don't think I actually do, focus or values wise, but this is. Woof. I got 2 successes.
All right. You needed 3. You could give me a threat to roll another dice.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Do you have any focus that matches this?
Escape and avoidance, maybe, but I don't think it really plays because I'm really trying to help establish
Right.
communication. So no, I don't. Yeah, I got nothing. That's a 3rd success.
Okay. You get comms back to the ship, so you can tell the ship to do things.
Great.
What about
Beam us back.
sending a shuttle? Like, is that? I assume the complication there is going to be as bad, or if not worse.
You want to fly through this so
maybe.
badly?
I would say it would be worse because all the sensors are impacted by all of these things.
Okay.
They can't see anything. So
yeah, that flashes through Zard's mind, and then he quickly dismisses it as a
I like
fool's
that
errand.
go-to though. That's very
Do
fit.
we have any way to maybe make a decoy? Something that the ship can send down, blast out some power,
Our
some
last probe.
electromagnetic fields, get whatever that screamy thing is on the other side of the planet?
I mean, in that same vein, I was actually thinking about could I turn on the beacon that I have and just set it to like maximum output and just open one of the doors and chuck it as far as I can?
You could do both of those things.
Okay.
All right.
Brad's probably has a higher likelihood of success because you'd have to beam down whatever the other power source was.
Yeah, and I was gonna say also, I think our ship should be focused on locking onto our patterns once that pattern enhancer is set up, or once they can get a lock.
Pattern enhancer is set up.
Okay.
So they have the closest they're gonna get to a lock.
Oh.
It's gonna be difficulty 6 with assisted by the ship's engineering and we'll say computers.
Would the enhancers reduce that difficulty any? Or?
Yeah, they would. I think there's like a set amount actually actually reduce it by. Let me take a look at the rule book.
Oh, it reduces it by 6.
Wow.
Nice. Yeah, interesting.
I think
Feel
we
like
just need to
all brought pattern enhancers. No, I don't think it stacks anyways. Let me find it.
And then this is our Starfleet personnel that's back on the ship who is going to roll the check, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Chief Lee will be doing this, and will be assisted by the security officer Zines.
Perfect.
God, I have so many values and focuses that would have been helpful if I were on the Garfield. Oh.
We
The
need
many cats of Star Trek.
Oh.
Come on. Ooh, pattern enhancers come in sets of 3.
Yeah, so you have 3. Used to
Yep.
boost the resolution and strength of the transport king. Pattern enhancers allow transport system to achieve a signal lock even with interference from terrain or cosmic signal, and would prevent a safe return. The device are approximately a meter long and when deployed on tripods. So I'm going to say it's going to cut it in half.
Okay.
great.
All right. So Chief Lee is going to roll first.
Yeah, assisted by the ship's.
And Chief Lee has a focus in transporters and replicators.
Nice.
Chief Lee got 4 successes because Chief Lee got a 1 and then another success and then has that focus.
Okay. All right. I'm going to be
And
nailed
then,
down. Oh, go ahead.
but Chief Lee was going to be assisted
Oh, yeah. Keep rolling.
by security officer Zines.
All right. Before we introduce another one, I need to know something about Chief Lee. We need like one interesting fact about Chief Lee so she's a real character.
She's got a nasty scar.
Okay.
Yep.
Shaped like an octopus.
Is your deputy Zines like trapped in a loveless marriage or something like that?
Andorian security officer Zines. And is actually trained in exotic melee weapons.
And exotic pets.
No.
But okay. Chief Zines security officer Zines is gonna assist and will not get a success, and then the ship is also assisting and did not get a success either. But thankfully Chief Lee was on it.
Superstar.
You guys get beamed out through the electromagnetic storm. You are now on board the bridge of the U.S.S. Garfield.
Captain, let's fire our photon torpedoes and leave this abomination to dust.
No. I'm gonna say that as the voice or the second opinion of the captain. I'm gonna make it the first opinion. That's a value.
I'm gonna need the. Was that Zines? Was that the security officer?
No, that was Phalor who said
Phalor.
that.
No. Who is the security officer in the room?
Oh, who just helped
Yes.
Zines, correct.
Zines. So I'm going to ask Zines to take this egg and quarantine it.
Very good.
Zines is off to do that.
Perfect.
Preferably in some place that, I don't know, the atmosphere around it can be jettisoned if need be.
Okay.
Let's not put my stuff in airlocks, okay? I don't put your stuff in airlocks.
My stuff can't terraform, so.
Good point.
All right.
Captain, we've discovered a new life form.
Found some crazy stuff.
At least one.
Mm-hmm. But what really
Indeed.
matters are the friends we made along the way.
Yeah.
In the arms of an angel. And it's just the doctor holding the egg.
Yep. I get to be the angel.
So, I am just going to point out that there's still 2 unaccounted for Vulcan security.
Yeah, it is true. And yeah, I don't know what to do. We never get a lock on. We could not find life signs, right, for Vulcan life. So I mean, I don't know. Don't want to necessarily call them goners without having found.
Lost at sea.
But yeah, if not scanned for any, or we didn't pick up any signs of Vulcan life, and we saw what happened to the others. The situation was pretty dire.
And it just seemed like it was getting worse as well.
Okay.
So now that we've come in closer, we haven't scanned for life in a minute. I would like to do another scan for life.
Okay.
Anything's changed?
Maybe the interference moved.
Because I cannot leave a Vulcan behind.
Yeah, that's going to be
So-
by the ship's sensors plus security, and it'll be for you. It will be a insight plus security.
Before we roll, instead of scanning for life, could we try and scan for our type of atmosphere that the EV suits would create? Would that be a possible option?
You
Like
could.
Yeah,
EV suit, you absolutely could.
I'm going to do that.
I would like to assist with my specialty of sensors.
Perfect.
Yep. And so, I'm sorry, you said insight and something else. It didn't come through.
It's going to be insight and security.
Okay.
And I
All right.
roll for the ship.
Thank you. That is one success.
That was a 20.
Ship
Sorry.
got-
So,
I'm like real bad.
and the ship,
What the ship?
The ship got one success.
woo,
All right. So you locate them. They're on.
they're what?
You locate the two EV suits. They are on, and they are at a. Well, I can't actually drag this box, so in doubt, make a box. Another crater over here.
Okay.
What kind of difficulty would it be to? So, hear me out here. Is it possible for us to try and transport these two, we're assuming Vulcans that are alive still because their suits are intact, into a secure location on board where, if for some reason they are not safe, we could have them contained?
Like a hangar bay or something like that.
Something secure that, what you said, we could potentially jettison them or study them, just something secure.
Stop trying to launch things into
Safety
space.
first. Safety first.
Stop it.
Safety first.
Always say first.
You can transport them into the transporter bay, but that doesn't have a airlock button in it. You could surround it with people
Yeah, we could
or whatever, but
send security.
Yeah. But the other big question here is, can we get a lock? The storm got worse from.
Lieutenant Wyatt, I think this is a job for you.
It sounds like it. As long as I stop rolling 20s.
So Transport Chief Lee is going to assist
He's been on a roll.
Lieutenant Wyatt. What is the difficulty?
the difficulty is going to be 6 again.
Okay. Let's maybe buy a die.
Any determination still?
Yeah, I think Lieutenant Wyatt might still have
I
it.
still have my determination. I'd love to use it.
Perfect.
Okay, then you got to be the primary on this. So
Okay.
Yeah, which
dice, you
That
get
was the plan.
it's going to be computers plus engineering, assisted by, or the ship's computers and engineering can assist you. It's going to be your control and engineering.
Okay. Can I have security ready with phasers?
Yeah.
Just in case
Yeah.
it's those
Yeah.
space zombies again.
Zolar.
Nick,
team.
Captain, are you rolling for the ship?
Yes.
Okay, and I'll roll for Chief Lee, who has a focus in transporters.
As do I. What was that one? No, nothing.
But you have 2 successes because you used
Yes.
determination.
So that's all I have is
Okay.
my determination.
5 more dice.
Yeah, and 0 20s.
One from the ship.
You could spend. Do you have another determination?
No,
Okay.
just have the one.
Does anybody?
No.
Because I'm trying to
No.
think of other options for you here.
Let's
Well,
more
so-
dice.
Chief Lee has a determination, or I mean a focus in transporters, and we've got a roll for the ship.
I got 1 success for the ship.
So we
Okay.
have 3 successes right
You could
now.
buy another dice or another die, right?
Buy 2 more dice and get 2 successes.
Can I use my determination for anything?
Not really.
No.
I mean,
Okay.
Can us
Do we have any
helping-
momentum at all?
Can
you
it-
have no momentum, but you could. I only have 1 threat. By
Okay,
Okay, so
I just wanted to
this
check.
Okay.
I would like to buy it with threat because I have a thing.
how many dice do you want to buy?
My talent.
Is it the untapped potential?
No, my bold engineering. If I use threat to buy a dice, I can re-roll a single d20.
Whoa!
Okay. How many dice do you want to buy, Megan?
I'm buying 2.
Okay.
Did
Maybe 3
did
threat.
Lee succeed?
Lee has not rolled yet.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
And Lee got 2 successes.
Yes.
So we're
I
at 5.
got. There's my re-roll. Oh, I got 2 successes and one of them's a 1.
Woo!
And I have my talent.
The focus.
The
Also,
focus.
The map
That's
is
what it's called,
gone.
the focus.
The map is not.
I
being
know the
displayed.
map's gone. I'm looking for a new map. I didn't expect things to go down in the transporter room.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, going off course.
We're
So, what would this be? Would that be the whole? Would that be 4?
I think it'd be
Hey,
Right.
if they come back monsters, can we just beam them back to the planet?
I think that's the plan.
They're kind of like
So, what did the ship? What did the ship get?
1.
1,
One.
And then Chief Lee.
2.
So would that be 3 momentum?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got it.
Heck yeah,
Woo!
totally worth it.
Yes.
Okay, so who all's in the transporter room?
Chief Lee.
All of us and Chief Lee, I think.
I thought we were also having
No.
security standby too.
Yeah, we sent a security detail.
Okay. Be more specific. This is Star Trek. We need we can never have more than 5 people. No, I'm kidding. We can have how many people you need.
Oh.
You know who
I
they are.
imagined like a squad of red shirts, honestly, like 3 or 4
Yeah.
red shirt security guards.
And what was the other security guard that was
That was Zines,
Dimes?
I bet Zines would be
Security-
here.
Yeah.
Officer Zines.
He was there because he was helping with the transport before. So
Yeah, he dropped off the egg and then headed right over.
Dines is a Bajoran security guy.
Andorian.
Andorian. I don't have Andorian
The
security.
Andorian security team.
We're gonna. Oh wait, I do have Andorian security.
Change his race.
No, I'm not gonna do that. All right, Zines, and then who else is here?
Me,
Lee.
Wyatt is here.
Lee.
Lee's a Bajoran.
I think Bajortis would be here too because it was Bajortis' suggestion to do the EV suit thing.
Okay. So we've got Pejortis, Wyatt, Charles. Anybody else?
I'm there.
Azolar.
Captain?
I mean, I probably wouldn't be there yet. I was at the helm at the moment.
All right. So, Christine, I hope you can get somehow, or Nick, if you can access the drive and get one of those characters' stats handy.
One of whose?
See what I can do.
Like Zines and
Yeah, I have Zines up. I've been rolling off of their character sheets.
But I was going to say, since this is a scene, Nick's going to need to play someone else.
Ah, I had emailed them out. Don't think I put them in the drive.
Okay, well, this doesn't sound like fun television, so we will just say when it becomes time for who's not Zines, who's this other character we're just meeting that we know nothing
Lee?
about?
Lee with the
It's
scar.
Lee.
the
Okay.
octopus scar.
Lee with the octopus star
Integral.
will be controlled by the cat or by Nick for the purposes of this scene. Cool. All right. Okay. So they beam in, and they look kind of like the Vulcans you already saw.
Like zombies.
Do we have names?
Yeah, and they come hauling off of this thing.
Of course they do.
So it's your turn to act first, though, because this time you're ready for them.
I am going to shout that we need to get them off the ship and that we need to start readying that action. Whatever it is, like teleport them either back or just away.
They're not going to be standing still long enough for you to teleport them anywhere.
Okay.
So I know Star Trek's loosey-goosey with transporter stuff all the time, but like you have to kind of be in place and they have to get your pattern to do it. You can't just like point at guys and be like, I want them gone. And so it is whoever wants to act first.
I'll go.
Okay.
So are they in a separate zone? Is this going to be ranged? Like, can I make...
Yeah, so one zone, they can move through any of this. This is like, you could move through each of these areas. So 1 zone, 2 zone, 3 zone.
Okay. I am going to make a ranged attack with my phaser set to lethal.
Okay.
And I'm going to also aim.
Okay.
I got 2 successes.
That's what you need.
Alright. I'll roll some damage. Let's see. Okay. 3 effects and 4 damage. So 7 total damage. And I don't know what the effect is. Charge for phase.
Yeah, you charge. You've got to pick what of several effects you want by readying the setting. So
Okay.
it can be anything, but you instead of aiming would need to
have charged it.
Prepare.
Okay.
So that is going to go ahead and hit this one for 7 stress. It still has resistance. So let's see if it gets below. Just barely. So you didn't injure it yet, but it did a lot of damage. So it took, a lot of damage for what you've been able to do to these in the past. So it takes 3 stress. You guys, Brad, are you going to continue the momentum?
Yeah, I'll use my quick to action, and I'll charge my phaser with Pierce.
Okay.
I'll leave it set to stun, though. Hopefully that Pierce will just get through the resistance. And then, how much momentum do we have?
You have 3.
Okay, I'll just buy 1 extra die with that, then. I'll aim at the one that was not fired upon previously.
Set to what? Stun or lethal?
He said stun.
Stun, yeah. All right, so that would be, with my focus and hand phasers, that would be 4 successes.
All right. That's definitely going to hit, and you're going to get 2 momentum for that.
All right. That will be 2, 3, 6, 5, and an effect.
Okay.
So that pierce 2.
Which cuts through resistance, right?
Yep.
So I only have 1 resistance. So no. So this one is injured, but I'm going to spend 2 of my threat to ignore the injury and just take the damage, which how much was it again?
5.
Okay. Okay. Now it's to them. The one that is injured is just like it's like a hole like straight through it. You guys aren't wearing EV suits anymore, correct?
No, no.
Yeah. So this one runs at Dr. Charles.
What?
But instead of their like previous trying to bash face masks open, some of you recognize it as trying to make the Vulcan mind meld like hand gesture.
Oh God.
And it's just trying to grab your face. So this is going to be an opposed check.
Okay.
And I'm going to spend all of my threat.
Okay.
I'm going to buy 2 more dice.
And Charles is kind of like low key. Maybe let's let it happen.
This could be
I am not so low key. Let's
In the
let it
name
happen.
of science, I need to know.
I am pretty like high key. Let's let this happen. I'm sorry. What do I need to roll to oppose? I'm not used to fighting.
Okay, you need to roll daring plus security.
Okay. And I'm going to use a determination as well.
Okay, so that's going to give you 2 successes automatically. The creature gets 4.
I rolled a 19 and a 20.
Okay, very good. So it really looks like it's going to be the haymaker to end all haymakers as it comes from you, and then halfway through, you get like you like pull a muscle in your shoulder from that complication, and you're like ah! And as that happens, the creature just grabs you by the face and begins a mind meld, and
Okay.
it's immediately apparent that you are not mind melding with a Vulcan.
Can this be my thing? We can talk about this later.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go on.
And
It's good enough to do your thing. So, what was that, Christine?
our veteran has spent a determination, so they should.
I tried. I failed.
Okay.
So, yeah, because he only got 2 in versus 4.
No, I
Right,
have
right.
I'm a veteran, so I have an
effect die?
ability
Oh,
where I can roll a d6 and get my determination back.
Yeah.
So it mind melds with you, and you are quickly alerted to the fact that it is not a Vulcan, and the Vulcan that's touching you is definitely dead, and being moved about by electromagnetism.
Okay.
And the intelligence that you're speaking to is telling you, we are sorry. We made a mistake. We did not recognize the other U's as life when we landed on the planet. We did not mean to hurt them.
Aw, poor power robot thing. Power monster.
But
Okay.
we need your help.
Okay. Well, you came to the right person. Can I? How much control do I have over my own faculties with the mind?
This thing knows all of your thoughts, and you know all of its.
Okay, but could I kind of like signal like a stand down type of thing to everybody else?
No, until this is over, you are
Okay.
just like
Okay.
with this thing grabbing your face.
What do you need?
It's it's telling you that it needs to be able to complete the process.
The terraforming process on the planet below?
Yes. And so you're opened up to all of this thing's memories, which is gonna screw you up real bad because this thing is like so far from human that like your thoughts and its thoughts are like not super compatible.
Yeah, I'm digging this.
But best you can tell, so this is a hive mind.
Mm-hmm.
And that the way it reproduces is it colonizes planets, but it doesn't intentionally colonize planets with life on it.
Okay.
But it's a being of electromagnetism. That's how its hive mind works. So it didn't recognize the Vulcans as life because they don't speak electromagnetism or anything like that. But one of the Vulcan scientists tried to mind meld with the creature in a last-ditch effort to establish communication, and so now it understands that it understands that sentience exists outside of the electromagnetic spectrum. But it encountered a problem with the way what the planet is made of that's interfering with its electromagnetic control, which is how the hive mind communicates. So if it doesn't get that under control before the ship, the arc ship that it came in, finishes evaporating, then this is all going to be a wash. And so the Vulcans sacrificed themselves to try and realign the polarity of the poles using a device they had created that is on the planet. But they didn't have enough time to do it because as the poles keep shifting, the hive mind's losing control over the drones. So what they need someone to do is finish the job and finish arming the device that will lock the poles in place that the Vulcan science team came up with. But it's surrounded by a bunch of crazy, out of their mind drones.
Okay.
And then with that, the Vulcan removes its mind meld grip from your face and just crumples to the floor, lifeless as it ever was.
Okay.
Both of them do.
So Dr. Charles wipes a little blood from his nostril.
Also, real quick, you are for the remainder of this act, you are distressed. So you have -1 to any, or you have +1 difficulty to any task that would require extreme concentration.
Okay. I am going to go to Phalor, and I am going to say that there's something on the planet that we need to fix.
All right. Do you have an idea of where it is? Can we lock on and maybe transport it to the ship to fix it?
I know exactly where it is, and we don't need to bring it aboard. We need to go down there.
All right. Then we need to assemble. What is the danger of the situation? Should we bring security?
Yes.
All right.
So we need to, Captain, we need to assemble an away team, and it's going to be a very dangerous mission.
Okay.
Oh, Captain's here.
Well, I mean, I can communicate with
You're on the
Anyway.
ship. I'll talk wherever you want. Also, this, just Captain, just so you know, this has also become a first contact situation at this point.
Right. Okay, so yeah, well, I guess Dr. Charles would have some idea of what we need to do to finish arming this device, right?
I don't know. I just know where it is.
You know where it is, you don't know how it works because the creature doesn't know how it works.
Oh, okay.
But the Vulcan science team did.
Okay.
So essentially what you're going to have to do is get down there, figure out how it works,
Yeah.
and activate it.
Right. Okay. Well,
I'm gonna sit down.
Ew.
I'm gonna tell the doctor to perhaps go to sick bay and get yourself checked out a little bit.
Yeah, that sounds like a thing to do.
Let's take an extra security detail down with us.
Okay.
So maybe Ryan can play an extra security officer down on our
Sure.
team.
And should anyone check their email, they may find a security officer in it.
Yeah, I have it right here.
Okay.
Oh man, Shadow's really getting up in there.
Yeah.
Pejordas, I'm gonna stay on the ship this time.
Okay, so then we'll take these two. Christine, I'm sorry, we need to flesh out these characters more than Scar and exotic stuff.
Okay, is there more than just the supporting character creator that we need to use?
No. I mean, the supporting character creator is the good start, and then we kind of develop them. So someone needs, whoever's playing them needs to be talking as them.
Can I play as Zines? Is that okay?
Zines is the Andorian, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And then Christian, you're gonna play as
Lee.
The Bajorian. Okay.
Is that okay with everybody?
Perfect.
That's great.
And
Will recur.
if anyone else needs someone, there is a communications officer.
Let's Christine, let's not introduce.
All right,
If we can,
got it.
just because I feel like it'll be hard for me to keep track of too many new people all at once. But I think getting these two new people in is very good. So what's the plan, Captain?
Where's Gristle?
Well, it sounds like it's a hostile area where we're going, right? There's going to be more of these life forms inhabiting the fallen. Well, no, not the fallen Vulcans, right? Because
No, these are the creatures. You know the location.
okay. So yeah, we just have to secure the area and I figure out how this Vulcan technology works so that we can finish what they started.
Yep.
And then we will, I mean, we're definitely going to bring the pattern enhancers again so that we can make sure we get another secure transport back on the ship after we fire this device up.
You're gonna need EV suits too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And I
Get
think
some fresh suits.
phaser rifles, maybe.
Yep.
You've got enough threat left over for one phaser rifle. Oh, I'm getting a ton of static.
Yeah, you're back.
Okay. We got enough threat left for one phaser rifle.
All right, let's bring it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if Ozolar wants to take it or the other security
Does
officer.
Zines have any exotic weapon they want to bring? Or
No. Signs is gonna stay with the phaser for now.
I think we could give Zines a bat left or something, and I won't charge you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, in that case,
a mech weapon?
Or a Mac left, whatever. That's both are
Bachalak.
with any of the above. Actually, I'm sorry. I just need to grab.
Does Zines have a determination?
No.
As a supporting character?
They don't start with them the
Okay.
way you guys do. They can get them like anybody else. Oh, I
Okay.
didn't do that. Hang on.
Oh,
Wow. He was done.
It was time.
Tribble around here.
Bird me.
Okay. All right. We begin our final climactic scene. Wow, I overdid it. All right. So, you're down on the planet. And the device is set up over here. Actually, we can do better than a blue square, I'm sure, on short notice. Let's see.
Hey, Phalor, it's not
Yes.
too much of a problem. Could you try to bring one of those back for me? You know, a dead one is fine. I
whoa,
just like to get a look at it.
What about your eggs?
dude!
I mean, yeah, I got an egg, but I could, you know, have one of these things too.
What is this strange relic the Vulcans were building?
Technology. All right. So you guys get your pattern enhancer set up. And let's get that real quick because that might become a thing here. So bear with me.
Cosines.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this went a little far afield from what I had planned, which is a-okay. But,
So, Chief Lee, after have the Bajoran Cardassian Wars occurred yet?
no.
No. So, Chief Lee is a Bajoran and decided that
Foreign occupation, yeah, that happened for sure.
Yeah.
So, Chief Lee's family smuggled Chief Lee out of Bajor to Earth in hopes of a greater education. But Chief Lee kind of rebelled against the education. It was like, I'm super into mechanics. That's all I want to do. So they went the enlisted route. But before they did that, they, kind of were rebelling against their parents. As an adult, went back to Bajor to participate in the resistance, be a great Bajoran citizen, and was in a conflict, was gravely injured, and decided, oh boy, my parents were right.
Okay.
Nick's
And,
face was classic right there. I'm
and-
sorry.
Thing got real big.
And went back to, was able to get back to Earth and pursued the enlisted life.
In my head, Chief Lee is so excited to finally be on a mission with senior staff that while you are all inspecting the Vulcan technology and these things are like flying in from the distance, Chief Lee is just telling the captain about his upbringing, like, yeah, Bajorans, that's where I came from, but my parents is a whole thing, and it was just like talking. Meanwhile, everybody's just like, no, that's good. That's some good backstory for Chief Lee. We know him better already. All right, so
She was she.
for her, sorry, I have a male here. I will find a different.
That's all right.
Character. We had been using that one the whole time. I am mistaken. Lee's one of those names that, Okay, well.
There she is.
So she's sassy, she's spunky, I like it.
Yep. She tried to rebel. She realized her parents were right, but she still was gonna not join Starfleet. She's an enlisted person. She doesn't want to do all the pomp and circumstance.
Okay. Sounds good. Feel like she has a lot in common with our captain.
I think she feels like that too.
Probably.
Great. All right. So, you have to figure out how this thing works and make it work in order to save this species, but these crazed drones are already landing to attack.
Okay.
Those are good and creepy.
And are these drones the first little living ship thing we had encountered? Is that what they are?
No, these are the things that come out of the eggs.
Okay.
The ship, so what you know from Dr. Charles's things, the ship crashes, it creates the atmosphere, and the drones all hatch out of it.
Okay.
Intelligence is made up of a hive mind of all the drones.
Yeah.
These ones have been lost and are going mad from the electromagnetic disturbance on the planet. The electromagnetism on the planet that was natural byproduct of the planet's like shifting polarity doesn't interact well with the atmosphere that they've been releasing, which is what they communicate using electromagnetism to. So these are pretty much psychopath drones at this point.
And based on the life signs we saw earlier, these are the smaller ones, not the bigger one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
That
While this is going on, you're going to have to figure out what you want to, how you want to go about, I don't know, analyzing how to use
So
mhm.
I propose to lead a team through the scientific method to try to figure out what these Vulcans, my kin, were doing to try to fix this and get the polarity restored.
Okay.
So on my team, I would like Lieutenant Wyatt for sure. Pajortis, if your engineering skills are strong, could definitely use you. Anyone really who has a
Pajortis is
twofold.
not here. Pajortis is on the ship. I'm
Oh,
playing the lead.
I see Pajortis.
Sorry.
Okay.
Well,
All right.
Christian, who are you playing then? You're
Lee.
playing. Okay.
All right. So anyone who has twofold of the engineering, their skill is twofold strong. I would recruit them to my team.
That's me. That's Lee.
Okay.
She's excited, dude. I'm excited.
Give us much more.
So, let's get your
I got a 4.
hypotheses. Oh, is there anybody else on the science team?
No, I believe the rest are on security detail.
Okay. So, we need to know. We need between 3 and 5 hypotheses for what this machine does.
I suspect that it stabilizes the magnetic polarity and sustains it so that it doesn't shift.
Yeah,
Okay.
magnetism.
Magnetism.
Let's see. Physics.
Yeah, a branch of physics.
Electricity?
Electromagnetic physics.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I like that there would be the Starfleet focus that is just magnet.
How do they work?
Electromagnetic physics. Let's see.
Quantum.
Quantum physics.
Yeah.
Quantum physics. All right, you guys can stop at 3 if you want, or you can give me more. But I did kind of tip my hat when we did the mind.
The polarities were involved. All right, so I think we could stop at 3.
Okay, so you need 10 successes. And
All
you
right.
need to pick one of these, and per round, you can make your roll, and everybody who's assisting can assist, but that's once per round, and those 3 people have to be kind of glued to the machine.
Yeah. And did one of the hypotheses? Is one of the hypotheses?
One of them is definitely it. You just have to pick which one.
Yeah, I'm going to choose electromagnetic physics.
Okay. All right. So that will take us to round 1. These 2 land and they're going towards you. Who wants to act first?
I can act first. I'll rush over to the captain's side since it seems like.
Don't act first.
I'll say for those to happen, those people need to be able to act. So if a creature somehow gets them away, that they don't get to act that round.
I'm gonna say that literally anybody else should act first because Alazar has that trait that lets him act again.
I mean, it just allows it so that it doesn't cost momentum to keep the initiative for the first round.
Yeah, exactly.
So it doesn't matter who acts first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Someone do it. Yeah.
So, okay, so Alazar's acting?
Azalar? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Close enough.
Going first?
I'll go first, yeah. I'm going to try to take a shot at the one approaching from the left there, or the west.
Okay, by the way, this is just like equipment that has been set up that could be used for like waist-high cover if someone wants to spend a momentum to pop behind it and get 2 resistance.
Okay.
It's a minor.
Well, since these things seem incredibly dangerous, we know they're not connected to the hive mind, so it won't hurt the greater being. I will set it to lethal this time.
Yeah, you will. Okay.
Is giving Elliot some threat?
I already have 6. I can't be.
Okay.
And then I'll use 1 momentum to buy a die.
Okay.
And for my minor action, I'll charge it for I believe vicious for extra damage.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, what does intense do? Intense is the cost to avoid an injury increases by 1 for each effect roll. So I'll make it intense. So to hit, I have 3 successes.
Okay.
Which then those are doubled for the hand phaser focus, right?
Yeah.
So that's 6.
6.
All right. And then that is 3 and 3 effects.
Okay.
So that's a total of 6 damage.
Total 6 damage. All right. It has 1 resistance dice. It would have 3 normally, but you sent it lethal, so it only gets. It doesn't. It's immune to pain. Doesn't work. It reduces 1, so that takes it to 5. That would injure it, but I'm going to spend 2 of my 6 threat to ignore the injury and just take the damage.
So because of the intense effect, I rolled 3 effects, so that cost to avoid an injury would be increased by 3.
Okay. Well, then he'll spend 3. We're down to 1 threat.
All right.
An additional 3. That's good. Good thinking. tactically wise move. But yeah, so he takes the 5 damage. It like burns off a tentacle, one of many, and it lets out like a noise that like hurts your ears even through the EV suits. Is anybody keeping the initiative?
Yes.
I will, because we get it for free, right?
Brad ability.
Um,
Talent, rather.
what phaser type did you take, Brad?
I just took a type 2.
Okay. I'm going to be a type 2 as well. She only has a type 1.
Okay.
But I'm gonna bump that up because I don't know anything about fighting.
Okay.
I'll
get a second threat from Matt for bringing a type 2 in.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to zap this bad boy up here in the upper right-hand corner of my screen. I just realized you probably can't see where my cursor is pointing.
Okay. Don't worry about it.
And that's 2d20, right?
2d20, it's going to be control plus security.
I probably hit. Yeah, so I got 2.
Okay. 2. All right, so that is going to hit.
Okay.
One zone away is normal, just you need 2 successes. So now that should have a number of challenge dice that you roll.
How many is it, Brad, for phaser type 2?
It's 3 plus your security rating.
3 plus your security rating. Okay. So I get 7?
5.
Yep.
Okay. I got. Let me get rid of the 4s and 5s real quick. Okay, I got 4 6s, which is 4 of the symbols.
Okay. Well, you didn't charge it, so you don't have any of the abilities, but you do 4 damage then.
Okay.
So those count as 1 plus whatever your charge effect would have been if you charge in advance.
Right.
So that not going to cause an injury, but does deal quite a bit of stress. That one also flays off a tentacle, so very Star Trek style, like, you know, just pointing and shooting and things are happening, explosions, alien screams. All right, now it is the Acrylian pod's turn. Because it's cinematic, this one's going to fly and land right in front of the captain. And it is going to attempt to it's going to attempt and grab your phaser. So this is going to be a
it's like a melee
attack. Yeah, just normal opposed, daring plus security. It gets 2 successes.
I get 1 success.
All right, so it grabs your phaser, and it drains your phaser of all power. Your phaser no longer works. And it replenishes. No. Looks like it feels better, but doesn't.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Also, I forgot that these things are scale 1 since they're the size of a small craft, so they would have way more resistance than I was actually rolling, which is my bad. I won't count that against any of the damage or the injury already done for the 1. So it's going to spend 2 threat and try and take a swift action, and then with another tentacle, just punch you in the face with a tentacle. So opposed check again.
Okay.
It gets 1 hit.
I got 2 successes.
All right, you deftly dodge out of the way, and now you're just holding this dead phaser.
Okay.
Remember, you can bring more weapons in if you need to. I'll come up with a way for you to have more equipment if you need it, but you would spend threat. That's the end of the Acrylian pod's turn.
Okay. Well, I need to get out of the way of that guy. So I'd like to move, maybe up by that cover at the top left.
All right.
And
you like dive over top of it.
Okay. And then, yeah, how can I somehow get another weapon?
Threat cost, let's say just 2 to bring in an equivalent weapon.
Okay.
So you dive over this pile of like Vulcan equipment, and there's a bunch of boxes, and you're like just like picking through them as fast as you can, and then you come up very quickly with a Vulcan model phaser with the same stats as the one you had before.
Okay, great. Was that my task, my action? I guess.
No, I'll just say that's the threat spend.
That was part of it. Okay, cool. So now that I have that, actually, I'd like to spend a momentum just to get another minor action.
Okay.
So that I can aim and then fire that phaser at the drone to the bottom there, the one that attacked me.
Gotcha.
So aiming just gives me 1 extra d20. And I actually got 3 successes.
Okay. You definitely hit, and you get a momentum actually. So you're up to 5 momentum.
Well, it takes me. I spent 1, so just back and forth, or at least on my count.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. Oh, and then damage. So I got 4 and a Starfleet symbol.
So that'll be 5. You didn't charge it. It's a phaser. It works just like the other one. So 5. The pod has 4 resistance so anything that is scale 1, meaning so ships are measured in scale, like your ship is scale 3, a shuttle is scale 1. When in a hand-to-hand combat with something that has scale, it counts as having 4 resistance.
Was that lethal shot or?
Oh yeah, was it lethal?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Just make sure I have that. Gets me to 3 threat. Okay, it's gonna roll that resistance. Just a really terrible roll there. So it gets 1. So that's just enough for it not to be injured and incapacitated. But it's not looking good. Like a bunch of its eyeballs pop out of its head, and it's looking real rough. I mean, it looked rough to begin with. So I guess it's hard to tell what rough is for these things.
Right.
Not looking great. And then that's going to go back to the Krillians. So this one is going to fly over towards Solar. And we need like a bell to ring every time someone pronounces the Zolar correct.
A gong.
Bonus points.
Christian, see what you can do for next week.
Got a little counter at the bottom. Yeah.
And a pose check as it attempts to smack you across the face with a big mess of tentacles.
All right. And I can buy an extra die for that, right? With momentum?
Yeah, you certainly can. It's going to do the same, though, with threat. So, yeah.
So I only got 1 success.
It got 3.
Okay.
All right.
I hit you real hard.
And I'm going to buy an extra dice with threat. Or I'm sorry, I'm not going to buy an extra dice. I can't do that. I'm going to re-roll the failures with threat. So, yeah. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Plus vicious makes it 8. Non-lethal, but 8.
Okay.
That will incapacitate you unless you spend 2 momentum to ignore an injury.
I have the talent of being tough, so I'll spend 1 momentum instead of 2
Okay.
to avoid that injury.
It just like knocks you flying by the way, it's knockdown on top of vision, so it knocks you down, but you just like stand up very, very resolute, straighten one of your antennae that got all banged up in the process, and kind of just do like a little eye thing at the Grillian, which has a lot of eyes. It takes all of its tentacles and does back at you.
Oh God.
Standoff. All right, so someone on our science team probably should act next, or there's what's this other character's name? Sorry.
That's
Signs.
that's still Zines.
Zines.
Sorry, I already acted.
Okay, that's right.
And sneak a bonus of Zolar in there.
Yeah, double Zolar.
Yeah.
So that's going to take us to any member of the science team. So you're testing
Engineering. That would be me. I'm going to act.
All right. So
go ahead.
Oh, it's going to be the check for this is going to be. I will let you choose the attribute, but engineering is going to be.
Yes. So I will do that. I'm going to take control and engineering, and I have a focus in composure, which this is a wild situation. So I am going to lean on my composure to be able to have steady hands and, problem solve. I also have a value of puzzle solver, which this indeed is a puzzle. So I will be using that to help solve this.
I'm going to also say that because you have the Vulcan trait and so does this machine, that the overall difficulty, you have an advantage and the overall difficulty is reduced by 1. So you guys only need 9.
Okay.
And then that we are going to need Lee and Wyatt to roll 1 dice to assist each.
All right. And I'm going to buy an extra. No, I'm not going to buy an extra.
Do it.
All right, I'll buy an extra die.
Yeah.
Caves to peer
All
pressure
right.
so easily.
1, 2. Well, I got, without my focus, I got 1 success and a 1.
So 3.
And then with my focus, that's
6.
what, 4 successes?
Wouldn't it be 6? Because
Six.
wait, 1 is 2, which becomes 4,
Okay.
and 1.
And then
becomes
another
3 again,
success.
which is 2. So that's 6. Plus determination is 8, and I got a success, which is 9.
I also got a success.
Real quick, determination does not, the focuses don't apply to determination.
No, that's not factored in.
Yeah.
She rolled.
Determination just gives me an automatic 2.
She got a crit, a success,
Oh.
plus the 2 determination, plus my success, plus Wyatt's success.
So how many?
I think 10.
Does my focus of improvisation come into this at all?
Yes.
I would say.
Or my value of theory for everything and creativity is key?
I would say Vulcans are decidedly non-creativity being key, so their machine is
Well,
not.
no, me being creative to figure them out.
I would say being creative with Vulcan technology is like probably a detriment of anything.
I also have composure as a focus, so I think that would.
You guys solved it in 1.
Yeah.
So you you're all sitting there and
We're operating like a hive mind.
yeah.
Oh, they just didn't turn it on. Silly Vulcans.
Reset it.
Don't trivialize our success.
And so with that, the electromagnetic storm starts to stop, and these 2 drones just
Yeah.
Nice.
that brings us
Engineering.
That's right.
Bye, scary things.
end of our episode, and let's wrap up here real quick. And pull something up. Okay. So you guys are back on the ship, and you're wrapping up. Just you're in the captain's ready room.
Debriefing.
Now Dr. Charles is. He's back with us.
I have too many windows open. Alright. I have text that's too large. Okay. So you've discovered a unique sublight species with intelligence enough to travel the stars and terraform planets with bioengineering. Now that first contact has been initiated, Starfleet is free to recover what's left of the Vulcan expedition team, but a follow-up mission has already been scheduled to begin diplomatic interactions with the Grillians because we have found them to be peaceful. You are commended. No one gives you any guff about kind of breaking the prime directive here because you didn't know you were breaking it, and neither did they. So there's a bit of a learning curve because the Krillians not only didn't know there was other sentient life in the galaxy, they didn't know there was sentient life that was not silicon based. So this is like a huge scientific discovery across the board. Dr. Charles gets a paper published once he can remember how to spell things again. Mind meld experience, and it's a job well done for the U.S.S. Garfield. And as you guys are about to, Captain's sitting in his office kicking back after a job well done. You received an encrypted hail.
Okay.
And it's Ensign Gristle, Grissel, and he alerts you that, Captain, I need you to lock coordinates on my location and get the Garfield here as fast as possible. I found something you're going to need to see.
Okay.
Credits roll.
Oh.
Whoa. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, so that's it. Let's take a moment. Everybody's going to get a milestone, and then let's take someone to get an extra milestone for this. Who do we think? I think y'all.
Brian.
Think
Dr. Charles.
Dr. Charles.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.
We got all meldy.
Next week,
I had a hard day.
before we start, we'll do a little stuff at the milestone because we didn't actually do anything with them last time. But also, we need to further develop our cast members who got added. So Lee and Zines, each of them needs a value now that they have participated in an episode.
Nice.
Preferably something that pertains to this episode.
Yeah.
So let's come up with a value for Lee first.
Well.
Well,
Values.
I feel like
Love the
teamwork
values.
triumphs is probably a decent value.
I don't know. I feel like for Lee, they were Johnny on the spot with the transporting, all kind of.
So maybe no one left behind.
Yeah, something like that, or hard work pays off, or I don't know.
I like hard work pays off because I like the idea that they were just elated to tell the captain the entire story of their upbringing while they were being attacked by giant flying pod monsters. So let's go with that.
Okay.
All right, I'll write that down.
And then Zines. That one could be a teamwork triumphs.
Nines did carry that egg.
Egg teamwork.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
All right. Teamwork likes being a valued member of the operations team.
Mhm.
All right. Everybody, that's going to do it. Anybody who's still with us, I forgot to mention this at the break, but if you are enjoying these streams, we're going to continue doing these Friday for a while. hopefully before too long, we'll be able to share with you some information about what what had been our postponed. Yeah, by the way, everybody, Superscript Comics and Games was supposed to open today when we announced our opening. And I just want to say, for as crazy as this all has been and what a kick it was when, the world fell apart a while ago, to be like, hey, we're this thing we've been planning for, we're not going to be able to get to do it on the 1st. Ain't no big thing, because we would rather the people who are in our community be safe and show up and shop at our store when they're not at personal risk to do so. That said, it looks like some things are starting to open up here in Ohio. We are not going to rush it, but hopefully we're going to keep, taking a look at the situation, and hopefully soon we'll have a new ETA on what our opening date should look like. But until then, you can check back every Friday, and we'll be doing this and a bunch of other fun stuff on stream with a rotating cast of characters, and with, of course, the crew of the U.S.S. Garfield. And if you enjoy this game or games that use this system, please check out superscriptohio.com and go to our shop page. As we've mentioned in previous streams, Modifius has an excellent affiliate program to support local retail during this time. If you go to the Modifius link through our page, you can purchase anything from Modifius, and Superscript will receive a portion of those proceeds for sending you there. And I do believe at this point that Modifius is beginning to ship physical product. So if you're looking to buy these fantastic proprietary Star Trek dice that I like a lot, or any of the hardcover books they have, which are all beautiful, and the production values are fantastic. I don't know, Christine, do you have one sitting around? Hold
I
up.
think
Like
we're not
Oh, yeah.
live anymore, but
Like this?
Yeah, it's a thick tome of Star Trek stuff, and there's much more where that came from. There's a lot of great games, so check out that affiliate link. There's other affiliate links on our site, superscriptohio.com shop, and if you're not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do. Things have been busy, which is good, because we're starting to get ready for figuring out what our opening is going to look like, and getting the store ready the way it was intended to be ready for today. But even though things are going to be busy, we're probably still going to do some content where we do some supplemental videos to talk about board games and comics and other things. And so I'm rambling at this point, but thank you all.
Yeah.
Please do this again.
and on behalf of the crew, I'd like to say thank you to our game master, Elliot, who has worked really hard to prepare this mission for us and continues to do so.
You're welcome.
We'll
Thanks.
give you the Zoom claps if I can figure out how. Here we go.
Well, thank you guys. Especially thank you, Christian, for continuing to make sure that all this stuff works.
I'm happy to do it.
Even when Christine and I have to, regulate on our dog chasing a cat, or, I can't get the PowerPoint presentation to work right. So thank you very much. And we'll see y'all next week, folks.
Bye.
Live long and prosper.
Bye.
No, that's good.